What's up, guys? Welcome in. This is KegCast number 12. I am your host, Jay the Keg. I think I'm rocking solo tonight, but I'm not entirely sure. I hope Larson checks in with us at some point tonight. He may. But I'm a little under the weather tonight. I'm not feeling great, but I'm going to try to battle on. If you guys are willing to listen to me, I'm willing to talk. I sent out one premium play tonight. I sent out Drake -4. I gave it out on Joe Ranieri's show for free. He asked me to come on for a few minutes and promote the KegCast. Oh, Steve, what's up, man? I'm glad. I'm glad you had some time to hang out with us. I like Drake in this spot. I think they're a much better team than Bradley, and I think they destroyed Bradley on the road. They're a top 3 team in the nation against the spread, and I think they get it done tonight. I was close to betting Tennessee in the first half, which I think I'm glad I didn't because I didn't watch the first half of the game, but I don't think they covered. I did put a small amount of money on VCU in the first half -4.5 because they have solid home field advantage, and they're a better team than Rhode Island. And Virginia Commonwealth's home court is one of the best in the nation. So I'm rocking with VCU first half, and I sent out Drake. I have Drake for a unit. And that's it. Right now, Penn State absolutely shitting all over Nebraska. Early in the second half, they're up 20. Purdue on the road, up by 5 against Indiana. Oh, wow. Tennessee's in a battle with Vandy. I thought they would have crushed this team coming off the worst loss of the year for them. Well, only their second loss of the year, but still a bad one in Kentucky. South Carolina is up 11 at home against Mississippi. Maryland, Iowa just kicked off. I leaned Maryland plus the 2.5, but I wanted like 4.5. If the line would have been 4.5, then I would have probably bet Maryland. Okay, VCU just tipped off against Rhode Island. Game starting at 9 o'clock. Texas A&M, Alabama, Iowa State, Baylor. I think this is a really good spot for Iowa State. I think Baylor's in trouble without McClure on the road. It's hard to win in Ames, and Iowa State's one of the best teams in the Big 12 for sure. So I definitely lean Iowa State there. Florida State taking on Clemson at 9 o'clock, and Kentucky, Missouri. Kentucky is so much better of a team than Missouri. I was really close to pulling the trigger on Kentucky if it wasn't for the fact that they're probably due for a small letdown coming off that huge win at home against Tennessee. But I was close to pulling the trigger on the road at Missouri. I was thinking about the first half line, too. The first half line is 6. I don't know. You have to figure they're a little hazy to start the game, high on themselves. Maybe Missouri keeps it close early, and maybe Kentucky pulls away late. I'm going to hope that Missouri comes out and smacks them in the mouth. because if they do, I'm going to look to bet Kentucky live at the best number we can get. I'm going to be a little sick if they just steamroll this team, because they should steamroll this team. And the only reason I backed off was because of the spot. And then the late game tonight is UNLV at Wyoming, a game absolutely nobody cares about. I have absolutely no interest in betting that game at all. So that's the college basketball slate. As far as what else is going on tonight, I think the NBA is still off. So there's no action tonight in the NBA, right? Yeah, they're off. Oh, they're off till Thursday. NHL is going on tonight. A bunch of teams early in this, bunch of games early in the second period. The Maple Leafs just started a little while ago on the road at St. Louis. I looked at the NHL card, and Tennessee. Oh, they were what was Tennessee up 9 at the half? Steve? Oh, the line. Oh, okay. The line was 10.5. You're saying they were up 10 at the half. I actually had 10 at my book in the first half, so I guess I would have pushed. Oh, they were up 9. Okay. Yeah, so good. I'm glad I avoided that. Davidson. Wow, Davidson lost, huh? That was a tough game. I thought Davidson would have won that game, actually, against Dayton. I didn't like it enough to bet it, but I definitely leaned Dayton. Oh, Ryan, did you have them in the first half, Tennessee? Heartbreaker. That sucks. What else is going on? That's really it, man. That's pretty much all we got. All we got going. Some hockey games that I have absolutely no care for. We cashed last night with the Lightning. I don't bet much hockey, but that was just the right spot. I kind of liked Penn State today too, huh? They are shitting all over that team. Nebraska, man. Nebraska's just done for. They started off the year strong, and they've just shit the bed. I can't believe that. I was 20-5, huh? I think Maryland's a better team than Iowa. I like Fernando a lot. I just didn't like the spot, and I thought it was a few too little points. 2.5 is I guess average home field for even teams in the Big Ten. But I would have liked a couple more points on the road. But the one play that stuck out to me in this card was Drake. I rarely send games out the night before, but I sent them out. I sent them out really early this morning, like 3 a.m., because I just thought that they're a much better team than Bradley. And they beat this team by 17 on the road. Bradley's barely a 500 team. Drake has looked so good lately, even though they lost Nick Norton. The only thing I was a little worried about was I didn't understand understand the line, and when I don't understand the line, I generally stay away from the game. But I took a shot because I thought it was low-hanging fruit. They're down 2 right now, early in the first half. I have no interest in that Iona game. Iona stinks. Toledo's finally pulling away. That's good. The Tampa Bay Lightning, because they were on a back-to-back, the money line was minus 120, and they're already up 3-0. I looked at the Toledo game. I leaned Toledo, but not enough to make a play on it, really, to be honest. Indiana's hanging tough, huh? Down 2 early in the second half. I leaned Indiana. This whole card was a bunch of leans, and I didn't like many of these games enough to make a play on them, though. Wow, Dayton beats them by 1 point. That sucks. Colgate up on Bucknell by 8. I knew, man. I could not understand why Notre Dame was giving Wake Forest 10.5. Here they are knotted early in the second half. 11 minutes to play in the second half, and they're all tied up. Did you guys bet? Did you guys bet Wake Forest at all? Who was Notre Dame to give 10.5 points to anybody? 11.5 it went off at. They have no offense at all. I could not comprehend that line. Did you cash it in the first half? What's up, Flipper? Thanks for coming in, bro. Thanks for joining us. Buffalo is a juggernaut in the MAC, man. They are just absolutely murking teams. They beat Ohio by 30. Oh, they're up 35. It's not over yet. They're up 35 as a 20-point favorite with 10 minutes to go in the game. Buffalo is strong this year. They should win the MAC tournament. Under 155, you bet? What do they got? They got 127. That's not looking good. 28 points beats you. 29 points beats you. Maybe. Sometimes these MAC conference games, man, nobody scores for 4 minutes. Yeah, it looks like it's going over, though. I agree. South Carolina at home up 7 against Mississippi. What's that live line right now on Tennessee? Up 6. Is this the point? Is this the spot where they pull away? They're a 9.5 point favorite right now, live, with 10 minutes to go. You have to think that they pull away from Vandy the last 9 minutes of this game. So we went 4-0 last night. Larson and I killed it. We're up 37.19 units since we started this show 3 weeks ago. We have absolutely been destroying this book, live betting. Virginia Commonwealth up 4. That's what I like to see. I got a minus 4.5 in the first half. Oh, Larson's going to join us. That's good because I feel like shit tonight, so he can help carry this show. Well, we've basically just been 99% of our live betting has been on the NBA flipper, and 90% of it's been on college basketball. Maybe 10%, 9% on the NBA, and 1% in hockey. But yeah. Oh, and we've done 3 fight casts for the UFC, and we are 21 for 27 the last 3 weeks in the UFC. Well, I am 21 for 27 the last 3 weeks in the UFC. Last night we did well. We had, what did we have last night? We had Boston University second half. We had Wisconsin live minus 4.5. We had Kansas State live minus 5.5, and we had the Tampa Bay Lightning pre-game, but we were on the show. We gave that out minus 140, and they took care of business. My basketball, I started college basketball accounts the day after the Super Bowl because I spend like 50 hours a week in one sport. That's why we were up 66 units in football this year. We absolutely destroyed it, made people a ton of money. So on February 4th, I actually started the college basketball package, and so far we are 8-4, up about 4 units. So that's good. But in NFL and NCAA combined football, we went 160-83. Plus 65.5 units, all 1 unit plays. I don't give out 5 unit max bombs, 10 unit game of the months. That's all complete bullshit. 1 play, 1 unit, 1 win. That's how I do it because that's how you should do it. And if you don't do it that way, you're a hack. Yeah, well, I made a couple plays in the UFC before I started the live stream, but I gave them all out on the show before the fight started, and then 65% of the card we bet live as right before the fights started. I had breakdowns, and we went 8-4 on Sunday. So we cashed good on Sunday. And coming into Sunday, we were 12 for 15 in the UFC. I used to have a MMA package, but not everybody wants to pay for picks, and I totally get it. People that can afford it do it, but I wanted to start this live betting show for people that love to bet but don't have the money to pay a tout. And I don't charge. Some of these touts charge. They got the balls to charge you guys $2,000 for a football season, $2,000 for a basketball season. They're fucking thieves. I charge $100 a month. People, if you were with me the entire football season, it cost you $600 for the entire season, and we made 65.5 units in the NFL and college football combined. Oh, Twatty, what's up, bro? Yeah, you want to come on? I feel like shit today. Anthony's going to come on in a little bit, but you're always welcome if you want to come on here and hang out with us. I like the guys over at Capper Investments. They're another service that you guys should be checking out. I went back and checked our shows. We've done 14 shows. We dropped 2 units on one show, and we made money on 13 out of the 14 shows. That's pretty cool, man. It's not always going to go that way. That's why it's called gambling. And, we're going to drop a unit or two eventually. But so far, it's been good. Tennessee up 6 with 7.5 minutes to go. And up 8 now. I'm tempted to pull the trigger on Tennessee live. They should pull away from this team late. It's up to 11.5 now. I really don't. That's too much. If the live line gets to 9.5, I'm going to take a shot and throw a half unit on it. VCU up 6. That's what I like to see. I got them first half. Hope they get the job done for us. -4.5. Twatty, if you want to come on, man, just let me know. Just DM me your email again. How about Machado signing with the Padres? 10 years, $300 million. Who the fuck wants to play for the Padres, though? I mean, it's not a bad deal to live in San Diego making $30 million a year. But I thought the whole point of being a professional athlete is to win championships. They're not winning a championship. Their pitching is brutal. I got to go back to my offshore books, man. These legal books in New Jersey, they're good, but like live betting right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've only got 6 games right now at FanDuel that I can live bet in college basketball. I have to go back and throw some money in my offshore books. Yeah, I definitely specialize in the NFL. The NFL and MMA are what I'm really good at. But I can hold my own in college basketball. All right, I'm going to send you the invite. I feel like shit today, man. Toledo getting murked. Oh, I'm showing Toledo is up 9. Is that the wrong score? Oh. I guess I got to refresh. Wow. Eastern Michigan coming back strong. That's who EMU is, right? I think that's who EMU is. I got to take my fucking meds. I feel like shit. I'm literally doing a live show today because of Ryan. He sent me a message and he's like, when's KegCast number 12? I wanted to say tomorrow. But I'm a man of the people. If you're willing to listen to me talk, I'm here for you. A lot of people thought that Purdue was going to teabag Indiana. Indiana hanging tough, though. Tennessee's pulling away up 10. What did I tell you guys? Fuck. $13. Oh, forget about it. Good night. I think I missed the boat, man. I was going to take them at 9.5 and didn't. And just like that, they're up 13. A shitty team like Vanderbilt can only hold on for so long against a team that's this stacked. I'm never indecisive. I don't know why I just was. See, I'm not on top of my game tonight, guys. This would have been a winner for us. Got something. I've had something stuck in my fucking teeth for hours. Twatty, what's good, bro?
Let me just get some sound, Jay.
Yeah, no problem. Don't forget to grab headphones so you could hear me, or else it's going to echo. God damn it. I can't believe I didn't bet this fucking Tennessee game. Can you guys hear me? Did you put them in the oven?
I did.
All right, good. Just as long as you guys can hear me.
I thought you were going on to Wednesday.
I know.
It's not Wednesday.
I was tempted to back Iowa State tonight because I think it's a good spot for them, and I don't think Baylor is the same team without McClure.
Can you hear me, Jay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, bud. Because I think it's a good spot for them, and I don't think Baylor is the same team without McClure. Can you hear me, Jeff? Yeah, I can hear you fine, bud.
I got a big delay. I got to get back to you.
Yeah, you're good to go. You just need headphones. Yeah, Flipper, I think you're on the right side there. I lean Iowa State minus 9.5 too. Definitely. I want to kick myself in the nuts right now for not. Oh, you know what? Tennessee's back to 8. What's the live line right now? 9.5. If this is an 8-point game with a minute and a half to go, you know Vanderbilt's going to start fouling. They're going to send Tennessee to the line, and they're going to win this game by like 13. So as soon as this official review is over, I'm pulling the trigger if the line's 9.5. VCU up 9. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Oh, what is it? Is this a tech? They're at the line and they get the ball. I have no sound because you guys would hear it. What's good, Armin? So it's a 7-point game and they get the ball? Oh, yeah, you got to hope Vanderbilt – we got to hope Vanderbilt drills one here to make it a 6-point game, 5-point game. And then I'm definitely taking a shot at Tennessee live. Because you know they're going to start – there's 3.5 minutes left in this game. A 5-point game, if they have 5 and it gets close late, the fouls are going to be coming often. You grab the Vols minus 7.5. See, my book's showing 8.5 right now. I'm gonna hope that Vanderbilt scores because the ball's out of bounds on Tennessee. So if Andy's got the ball, if they can pop a 3, make it a 4-point game, Tennessee's going to be minus 5.5, and I'm on it.
Hey, loser.
Oh, Larson. Thank you, bro.
What?
I feel like dick today, bro. I didn't want to carry the show by myself today.
You know what feels like a dick today?
I can't wait to hear it.
Well, look at I just heard you talk about this Tennessee Vandy game. Remember last night when we were like after the show when we looked at some of the lines and we're like, you're like, hey Anthony, what do you think of some of the games? And I'm like, oh well, you know, I think Quinnipiac Iona under maybe. Oh, I don't know, maybe Vandy plus 18.5. Well, yeah, and it looks like Vandy's going to cover. So
yeah, but I'm gonna try to hop on Tennessee live though.
I wish I'd bet that.
Vandy's got the ball down 7. If they can cut it to 5, Tennessee's probably going to be like -5.5, and I'm on it.
You think so?
Yeah. The only thing I bet was I bet VCU in the first half, and I sent out Drake. So I bet Drake -4.
Yeah,
and
I'm on Drake.
And that's it. And I was going to live bet VCU's up 11 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. The first half line was 4.5. So I grabbed that. And I'm going to try to grab this Tennessee game. Bro, I don't even know why the state that you live in's university still has a basketball team.
Which basketball team are you talking about? There's
your state university.
The University of Nebraska basketball team?
Yes. They're down 25 to a team that's got like 8 wins on the year.
Hasn't it been well established that I could give 2 fucks less about the Husker basketball team?
Yes, I know.
Thought that was
I know that you root for Creighton, but you know,
yes.
Still.
I could not care 2 flying fucks about the Nebraska basketball team. They might as well not even exist to me. Because it's not even that I root against them necessarily. I just don't care about them. I don't. And so, yeah, let them lose by 25 to Penn State because who gives a shit? I don't care.
They got the ball. They got the ball with 3.5 minutes to go. I really want to see Vandy make a bucket here.
God, how mad am I right now? I was on. I really liked Vandy plus the 18.5. I'm like, that number's way too big. I thought that number was probably about 7 points too high, and I didn't bet. It's not that I didn't bet. Well, I didn't bet it, but I just forgot to bet the damn thing. It's like we were talking about that game late last night. Then I fell asleep, and then when I got up, I immediately had to go to work. And then when I'm at work, I'm caught up at work all day. And then the weather's shitty, so it took me forever to get home.
They missed the shot. Tennessee goes right down and scores, and now they're up 9 with the ball. But I think I put the guys on Vandy. They grabbed it at 7.5. So
hey, what's up, everybody? Just seen the chat.
That makes me happy.
You know what really makes me happy?
No.
Well, you know what made me happy. You keep telling me not to talk about it when we get on this case. But you know what made me happy today? Somebody announced a little something this morning.
Oh, yeah. That made me happy, too.
Yeah.
I told my mother. I said, he's got my vote.
Oh, yeah. I'll caucus for him. So I'll just leave it at that.
I don't understand why Drake is up 2 points right now with a minute to go in the first half. I don't get it.
Dude, we got 4. Ryan Gosling, Bernie 2020. I don't know what you're talking about, Ryan. We don't talk about politics on this show, according to Jason. So
we don't.
I don't know what you're talking about there, Ryan. Feeling the burn? I don't know. Adam, crazy socialist. Oh, yeah, it's yeah.
Adam, I love you, bro. I still love you. You can call me a socialist. It's okay.
No, the funniest.
Ryan's from Canada.
Yeah, Adam's from Canada.
Twatty's with us. Yeah, I forgot to tell you. Twatty, you can hear us? Everything's good?
Yeah, I'm all fucked up on my end, though.
Does Twatty have a real name? It feels weird calling a grown man Twatty.
I don't care. I don't care what his name is. It's always going to be. I know Twatty's name, but I'm not going to tell anybody. He'll always be Twatty to me. Twatty, what do you got going tonight? What'd you like on the card?
I was just looking at that. I'm trying to pull up the chat so I can see who's in there, but I'd have to go through. I think I got 5 or 6 games. I may be down one already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was just.
Oh,
I'm just checking now.
this is how busy I was at work today. I didn't even realize I was 0-2 on the day from Champions League until I got home. 30 minutes ago, I checked the scores on the Champions League soccer to find out that I went 0-2. I was so busy at work and then just so busy trying to traverse the weather, the snowstorm to get home that I completely spaced off the fact that I had action on Champions League. And of course, I had the Liverpool Bayern Munich over, and I had the money line on Barcelona. And both games, not one, but both games ended in 0-0 draws. So, yeah, kind of hard to hit an over when not one goal gets scored in a game. So, fuck that shit. Oh, what a! I'm glad I missed those games. What a bullshit game that was. 0-0. Wow. Bayern Munich didn't have a single shot on goal. I saw that stat. Not one shot on goal.
Is that right? Good.
Yeah. They score like 3 goals a game in Bundesliga. And
did Mo Salah score? He's my boy.
If it was 0-0, can you explain to me how Mo Salah could have scored when?
I wasn't paying attention. It's fucking soccer.
20 shots on goal for Barcelona. I saw 0. Oh, Barcelona had 20 shots. Oh, that's different. How the Barcelona had 20 shots on goal, Steve? I gotta look that stat up. That would be insane. 20 shots on goal. Everyone was sucking Tim Howard's dick when the USA played Belgium and he had like 14 shots saved. 20 shots on goal. Holy crap.
Bro, Penn State's going to hang 100 on Nebraska. Holy shit.
Good. Who cares? Nebraska sucks. Oh.
Here we go. Now Tennessee's going to the line. Exactly what I said. 7-point game. They're at the line. I really hope that this 7.5 cashes for the guys in the chat.
Steve,
I never pulled the trigger because I never saw 7.5.
Barcelona had 25 shots, 5 on goal. But I mean, still 25 shots is 25 shots. It's hard to get a shot off sometimes. I mean, you get a good shot and it might sail a little wide. It's still a scoring opportunity. So you get like 25 scoring opportunities and no goals. That's pretty crappy.
Jay, how do I see the main chat?
Go to my regular go to the Sports Keg YouTube channel, right?
Right, I'm there.
All right, play our video and then hit the pause button. And then to the right, you should see our chat and you should be able to pop out the chat.
Okay.
I don't.
Now you see, are you looking at the chat? It's on the right-hand side of the screen.
Yep.
Now you see the 3 dots in the right-hand corner above the chat? If you hit that, it'll say pop out chat and it'll make the chat a separate window.
Nicely done. You should be IT.
Yeah, right. Took me about 3 months to figure out how to live stream, so. 58-46 final. They win by 12. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Cash it. We're 1-0 on the night, even though I didn't bet it.
Dude, I'm so mad I didn't bet this game. Remember last night, I told you, I told you, I'm like, man, I think Vanderbilt is probably one of the best plays on the card, getting 18.5. Like, we agreed on Vanderbilt and Drake, and then I also kind of was looking at the Quinnipiac under, but I wanted to blame off because Quinnipiac turns out they actually score a lot and Iota doesn't. So I just kind of laid off that one. Even though I really love betting those bullshit conferences in college basketball,
Well, you've only been on here for 5 minutes and we already gave out a winner. So now it's your turn. Oh, Virginia Commonwealth goes up to the half, like up 17. Cash that shit. I didn't give it out though. It had already started.
All right, here's what I got, Jay. What happened with Davidson? I think that was my loss.
They lost by 1.
Yeah,
I thought you were on the right side though.
It's up by 6 at half.
Yeah, that's good, but we didn't take him in the half. We need him for the game. But I thought you were on the right side, Twatty. I leaned. I thought they'd get the job done against Dayton.
Well,
Yeah,
let
I
me
got
look at this
Bowling
Iowa
Green.
Maryland line.
Sorry, go ahead, Ant.
No, it's just Iowa Maryland's on at halftime, and Maryland's got a lead despite the fact they were an underdog. So this might fit into my halftime betting criteria. So I just got to like take a peek here at the line.
It's 1.5 live. I think they're the better team, though.
Yeah, they got a lead though. So if it's 1.5 live, that means I'm going to get points on the second half. That's what I'm looking for.
You think Maryland's better than Iowa?
I do. Yeah. I think Fernando is the difference between Maryland and Iowa. I was shocked that I was like 20-5 because I don't even think they're that good. But yeah, gun to my head on a neutral court, I think I would back Maryland. Yeah,
You know
I think Iowa's really good.
You know who's not that good? Either of the big Nebraska teams, the Huskers or the Blue Jays. You know what's sad? I think Omaha might be the best team in Nebraska this year.
they're good, man.
Could I be wrong on that? Could
I
Omaha
think-
possibly be the best team in Nebraska?
I think they have a shot to win the Summit League tournament.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be Omaha IPFW or South Dakota State. But
You know, Twatty, I didn't bet it though because Maryland was only getting 2.5, and I would have felt comfortable around like 4.5. So I didn't bet it, but I'm high on Maryland. I'm higher than most people on Maryland though. So
No, and I like Maryland too. I just I really like Iowa. I love their backcourt. They can shoot from the free throw line, shoot from the 3-point line. But I like both those teams. So I don't think it's a bad play either way.
yeah,
I'm looking at here. I think I'm going to I got Maryland +3 on the second half. So that basically means they'd have to win by 1 to push, win by 2, and you're a winner. The second half over-under 75.5 in this game. They got 50 in the first half. Are we going to see 76 points in this second half?
I get burned with second half totals in college, man.
Yeah, well, my second half system is on spreads, not really on totals, but I'm kind of thinking the system I go with is telling me take Maryland +3 here.
Sometimes I'm shocked with the amount of points some of these teams put up in the second half after a terrible first half. I gave up on second half totals in college basketball.
Well,
here's a little thing, guys. Sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, go
I'm
ahead.
just saying it's my system play, so fuck it. I'm going for it. Maryland +3 on the second half line.
Go ahead, Twatty.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: if the game's close at halftime, it has a much better chance of going over because you have a much better chance of overtime, number one, and a much better chance of fouling. So if the game is 50-48, you have a much better chance of hitting that over than you do, if it's 50-30.
Sure, that makes sense.
That I can't argue with that. That's why we brought Twatty on here, man. That's the pre.
Twatty is going to flex his muscles on this show come baseball season.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
and yep.
I love talking baseball with Twatty.
So what's the word on Machado you think about that, Ant?
Well, I think the Padres signed him, right? For was it 10 years, $300 million, right?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, why wouldn't you? Because it's not like you're when you signed Pujols to that 10-year deal for the Angels, where they're basically paying him $30 million on the back end a year when he's 40. This contract's going to expire when he's
35.
Yeah, his contract's going to expire when he's like 35, 36 years old. So
He'll still be in his prime.
Well, you're not in your prime when you're 36, but I mean, you're not going to. You're in your prime all the way through your early 30s. So really, you're like, okay, he'll probably slow down at shortstop by then, but he's still going to be a pretty productive hitter. So, and also by then, the National League will have a DH because that's that's going to happen. I mean, they've had talks about giving the National League the DH come next year. So I think it's a good signing for the Padres. They have a great farm system. They already have Will Myers, who I have a soft spot for Will Myers because I saw him here in Omaha like all the time before he got traded to the Rays because he was one of the Royals' top prospects. The Royals actually used him to get some really key pieces for their World Series runs when they traded him to the Rays. So they got Will Myers. He's a great he has the potential to be a great hitter. His potential hasn't been reached yet. They got Hosmer. If they could get some pitching along with their farm system, I think it's not like a this year or next year type of signing, but giving him that 10 years, they're thinking, when he's 29, 30, they're going to have him anchoring a lineup. And they think, I think they're going to be really good about 3 years from now. They're going to be a pretty good force with that. If they can sign some pitching, the Padres are going to be fantastic, I think.
Yeah, I personally don't like Machado at all, but he's still obviously a great player. But
is it like a personal thing, or is it just? Yeah, I was about to say, like, how can you not like the numbers?
Well, he's a dirty player, so there's that.
I mean,
did you see what he did to Aguilar last year, going over first base, kicked him in the Achilles, takes people out at second base.
Oh,
it's one thing to play hard, but he's cheap, and he's kind of an asshole too. So there's that. But he is a great player, and you're right. 3 years from now, when all those kids come up, they're going to be good. But as for this year, I wonder if maybe they're going to be an over team because their pitching is so bad. And now you do have Hosmer, and you got Renfroe, and you got you got all these guys, and Will Myers. So they may be an over team at the beginning of the year until they adjust the lines.
Well, is it true when you think about the fact that they play in Petco, so they'll probably be artificially, what I mean? They'll probably line those games pretty low just because of Petco's reputation for being a pitcher's park.
Is it true that they have the #1 farm system in baseball? That's what Edge said.
Yeah, they have 10 of the top 100.
So they should be really solid in a few years then.
Yep.
Yeah, well, look at Kansas City because being the fact that I live in their AAA affiliate city, Omaha, I saw Kansas City's firsthand, their farm system. When the Omaha Storm Chasers won like 2-3 straight PCL titles. I mean, and so I saw all those guys come up. So out of nowhere, people were like, wow, how did Kansas City get so good? And I'm like, because like literally 2 years ago, I just watched that team win back-to-back minor league championships. I mean, Kansas City had like the best farm system in the league. And then all those guys came up and boom, back-to-back World Series appearances for the Royals. Now, of course, those guys all hit free agency and they blew the team up, but I don't know if that's going to happen with San Diego or not, but San Diego's definitely got – I mean, go look at follow San Diego's minor league affiliates and see where they're at in the standings and see how good that those teams are. And that'll kind of give you a hint on what you're going to see from San Diego coming forward because all those guys are going to be playing on the Padres, within 2 years.
Did you listen to the Ranieri show spot? Ant?
Yeah. Yeah.
I name dropped you today.
Yeah, you did name drop me.
I did.
I'm
gonna get you on the. I'm gonna get you. Well, that was just this podcast, but as soon as baseball season starts, I'm definitely gonna get you on.
Teddy, you're such a fucking homer for the
Teddy. Oh, Teddy B loves those Lakers and loves those Dodgers. He loves.
Well, yeah, but he kept trying to bet the Dodgers last year, and I kept trying to talk him off of it. The Dodgers were the worst the second or third worst ROI team in baseball last year. You're like, oh, you think the Dodgers will win? I'm like, sure, the Dodgers will probably win, but I'm not laying minus 180.
But that's the odds maker's fault there, making that line too damn high.
Yeah, if you bet the Dodgers money line every single game last year, the only team you would have lost more money on is if you bet the Royals and the Orioles.
So when you guys, let me ask you this: when you're capping now, right, for baseball,
yeah,
the Machado signing, quantifies into how many more wins for the Padres, you think?
Probably 5.
5 wins?
Because he was only, I think he was a 1.2 WAR last year, but you got to think about who he's replacing. If he's replacing a -3 WAR, then that's a 4 or 5 swing. So I mean, I have to think about who he's going to be replacing. Actually, Tatis is going to end up going to short, but what do you think, Ant? 4 or 5? I mean, that's huge. That takes you from.
I don't think any one player is worth that many wins, but I would definitely say at least 2, maybe 2 or 3. Like there might be 2 or 3 spots where he's going to hit that walk-off home run that whoever he replaces not. So I would definitely say at least maybe minimum 2 or 3.
6 or 7 every year.
What was that?
I think Trout is like 6 or 7 every year in WAR.
Yeah. I mean, Trout leads the major leagues in WAR by a mile. But it's not even.
Trout has to be worth more than 2.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he'd. But it depends on who he's replacing. Like if he's replacing a guy who's a 1.5 WAR and Machado's like a 5 WAR, then you just go, hey, that's like 3.5. Like he's not necessarily replacing a dude with 0 WAR.
Well, you could be negative. I mean, if you're not, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not that many guys are negative though in the major leagues. I mean, there's not that many negative WAR players in the major leagues. Most of them hover between, neutral and 1.5.
Yeah. I would say for me, probably 4 or 5.
I'd go a little under that, but yeah, I'd say 3.5, which is still a lot. I mean, you're talking, despite the fact there's 162 games in a season, all the teams still seem to be bunched up in the mid 80s. Like you anywhere from 85 to 90 wins. Makes you a playoff contender. So if they can get up to 80 wins this year and then maybe next year get some guys come up, see what happens, they could probably be a contender next year. Machado's big for them though. That's a big signing.
On a side note, I'm going to hope Mizzou punches Kentucky in the mouth early and try to get Kentucky at the best possible number. I'm a little weary of the spot because they're coming off the best win of the year against the number 1 team in the nation, but they're so much better than Missouri that I think they should win this game easily. But I'm going to hope Missouri takes advantage of them maybe sleeping off that big win early. Anyway, carry on.
Oh, I gotta turn my tablet on to the Maryland game. I just remembered I took that second half. Oh, look at me.
No, that's fine. On to college hoops anyway. My favorite team's coming on, Iowa State. God, I love them.
I like them too, and I think it's a great spot for them to cover against Baylor tonight. Baylor's not the same without McClure.
I like Iowa State. I like to root for Iowa State.
It's hard to win in Ames.
To root for them. I usually like to root for though. I always enjoy rooting for Iowa State in football. Just because I felt bad for them as a kid, so I started rooting for them as like my secondary favorite football team. Does that make sense?
Well, it's tough to play in Ames, whether it's college football or college basketball. Iowa State looks really good this year, though. Yeah, really good.
College football is Ames, Iowa is a graveyard of top 10 Big 12 teams.
Yeah,
it is. As a fan of a team who played in the Big 12 all the way up until about 8 years ago when Nebraska finally moved, I cannot tell you how many times Iowa State upset the Huskers in Ames.
We cashed a bunch on them when they were home this year.
Yeah. I was the one pounding that drum in our chat about getting on Iowa State at home against these big teams. You're like, oh, you really like Iowa State getting those points? I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. They're gonna. I'm like, they might even win outright. I'd even sprinkle a little on the money line. I think it was Iowa State West Virginia was the one that we were on. I can't even remember what happened.
They were favored most of their games at home this year.
Yeah, maybe the
other than Oklahoma. I don't think they were favored against Oklahoma.
Yeah, Iowa State's a beast at home. I don't know why.
I think their basketball team. I really think their basketball team. Their starting five it has to be in the top 2 or 3 starting fives in the country. I mean, obviously you have Duke, you have the big 3 from Duke, but then you got Bolden and White starting. Iowa State from the point guard to the center, they're freaking stacked.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
2 or 3 guys that Horton. Tucker is probably going to go to the league. Wigington may go to the league. Shayok may go to the league, and then you still got Jacobson, and they're just stacked. I'm surprised they've lost as many games as they have.
They have a decent shot of winning the Big 12 tournament this year.
Definitely.
I think Kansas State right now is still first in the Big 12 after last night, right? I'm pretty sure.
What people forget is this team that Kansas State has basically is the same team that went to, the Final Four last year.
Yes.
I don't think they really lost anybody off that team.
Yeah, they're so good. They're so good defensively, too, even though I personally think Texas Tech is the best defense in the Big 12 this year.
I could see that.
Yeah, they're 10-3, Kansas State in conference, and Kansas and Texas Tech are 9-4. They're a game back, and then Iowa State is in third at 8-4.
So, is someone finally going to beat Kansas in the Big 12?
I think so, definitely. I think Kansas State, Texas Tech, Iowa State can definitely win the Big 12 this year. And then if you add in Kansas, that's 4 teams that can legitimately.
Just took FSU plus 4.5. I'm gonna have to look at that. Who's FSU playing?
I have to check. Would you agree with that, Twatty? You think all 4 of those teams can win the Big 12?
What you said? Texas Tech, Kansas State, Iowa State, and Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, any of those teams on any given day, most definitely.
They're playing Clemson, Ant. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I was on Florida State from the beginning.
The game just started.
Yeah, 6-2 Clemson. I actually I leaned Clemson, but didn't bet the game. Did you bet Florida State, Twatty?
I think I did. I made all my bets this morning. I can't figure out how to pull up my screen without deleting something, but I think I was on Florida State.
How many games a day do you bet, Twatty? You forget half of them? Sounds like me during baseball season.
Today was the most I really bet. I think it was probably 5 or maybe 6.
I bet I bet 3 games. Unless it's football, which then I have 5 games probably on a Saturday, 5 games on a Sunday. But in college basketball, I bet 2-3 games a day max. I only send out 1 play basically a day, and maybe 2 on a Saturday.
Well, remember when the NBA had all those games on Martin Luther King Day, and I had Martin Luther King Day off work, so I was just sitting down watching NBA from 11 a.m. all the way up until 7. I was live betting the shit out of it. I think I had 27 bets that day. And I hit 2 middles live betting the NBA that day. I think I look at the Action app to track my bets, and I see how high up I am on NBA betting, and it's almost all from Martin Luther King Day where I just live bet the shit out of it because I won a lot that day. I'm not gonna lie, I won a lot that day. But you take that day out of it, I'm 500 on the NBA. But I think I had easily had over 27 bets in live betting NBA that day.
Second half tipped off in the Drake game. They're up 5-16.
Let's go, Drake. That is the
16
one
minutes
game,
to
that's
go.
the one game I bet pregame.
Yeah, me too. Well, MVCU first half. But that was the game I sent out. That was the first game all year that I sent out the night before. That Drake game kind of stuck out at me, and I probably like that game more than I like any game so far since I sent it out, and it'll probably go down in flames. It always happens that way.
Well, it's because you're a terrible capper.
I know I suck.
I mean, obviously.
Jay, what about MMA on the second? It's a big card.
You know, I totally forgot that there is a card this weekend. I thought the next card was the second, but apparently it's UFC Prague on Saturday, and because of the time change, it is Saturday afternoon at 2 instead of normally at nighttime at like 8 to like 1 o'clock in the morning. The next card is February 23rd, which is Saturday, and the main event is Jan Blachowicz against Thiago Santos. This card is pretty garbage, though. Like we're not even gonna do FightCast on Saturday because it's early and the card is terrible. So the next FightCast will be UFC 235 on the 2nd. John Jones, Anthony Smith. I think it's a little more interesting than people think. Who is somebody playing something in the background? Ann, are you playing something?
I'm not, but the TV's on downstairs. Is it really loud?
No, now I don't hear anything. Anyway, John Jones and Anthony Smith. John Jones Anthony Smith is John Jones obviously should be favored. I think it's a little bit more interesting than people think, but he should win.
I have Anthony Smith in that game at like plus, or not game fight, but Anthony Smith is like plus 750. So
he deserves to be that heavy of a dog because it's John Jones. But man,
I have a question though, because I been good lately. Ask you this is but two fighters who get to that level in UFC, should one of them ever be? Would a plus 750 be worth a shot? You know, like
a lot of times, yeah, because you always have a punch.
There was a card not that long ago where like two plus 400 dogs won.
Yeah, it happens, man, because people get caught. I mean, you know, if you move your head wrong once and you get caught in the chin, it doesn't matter how good you are. Everybody drops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now the Tyron Woodley Kamaru Usman fight, I don't understand why the odds are so close in this fight. I think Tyron Woodley is head and shoulders a better fighter than Kamaru Usman. I don't get why the line is so close. Now the Ben Askren Robbie Lawler fight is really interesting. Robbie Lawler is one of my favorite UFC fighters of all time, and he's an underdog. Ben Askren just signed to the UFC. This will be his first fight. He was on the regional circuits for a long time, and he has long been considered one of the best welterweights in the world for a while, even though he fought in regional promotions. So I can't wait to see him in action finally for the UFC. Cody Garbrandt finally making his return against Pedro Munoz. I'll back Cody Garbrandt every fight he fights against that, as long as he doesn't fight against TJ Dillashaw, because TJ Dillashaw is one of the pound for pound best in the world. So I'll be on Cody Garbrandt in that fight. The undercard is stacked. Yeah, I agree. Twatty, compared to UFC 234, this UFC 235 is going to be excellent. But I have to write an article for Odds Market for this coming Saturday, UFC Prague, and I don't know. I don't like anything. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to write about. I don't like any fight on the card, really.
Don't ask me. I got nothing.
Well, you might have to start deep diving to find something. Then
I'm gonna have to really like sit down for 2 days and watch every fight on UFC Fight Pass that these people have been in. I like Jan Blachowicz a lot. Like I think he's a great fighter. But other than that, this card is just it's complete dog shit. Really, John Dotson is good, but I don't know,
Is it all just
man.
a bunch of heavy favorites that aren't worth laying that kind of juice on?
I don't even know. I have
or...
I have to check the odds. This could be a good dog spot because a lot of these fights, it's just average fighter against average fighter.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna have to really I'm gonna have to deep dive the next 3 days because I have to have the article in by Thursday night, and as of right now, I don't have
Tuesday, so you might have to have the article in. You have to like deep dive when we get off of this.
Yeah, for the next couple days, yeah. Iowa State's -1.5 right now, live, Teddy B says. Is that true? What's the score?
They're down 8.
You know what, Teddy? I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. I think Iowa State wins this game. So at -1.5, I totally endorse that play. Right now, I'm looking at -2.5, 17-9, with 12 minutes to go in the first half.
Oh, so I didn't get to hear. Does Makai Mason and King McClure both playing?
I don't know. I thought McClure was out. I have to check. And I thought Mason was out too.
Man, that would be a big time gut check to go to Iowa State without those two and get a W.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. That game has to be on television. So give me a minute. I have to.
What score did you want? What line did you want to start buying Kentucky at? Because weren't they 11.5 pregame?
Yeah.
I mean, because they're already 10.5, so you're getting a 1-point discount. So
I figured like 9.5. I think they should win this game by 10. But I'm hoping Missouri.
So I'm hoping under double digits then.
Yeah, but I'm hoping Missouri. If Missouri can hang in the game the entire first half, they might only be like 6.5-point favorites in the second half. So I'm just gonna hold off on that. I'm trying to find this. Is this Iowa State Baylor game not on television?
Teddy, I would say yes, in my opinion.
Yeah, Teddy. Yeah, I said yeah, Teddy. At 1.5, I endorse that. I said that.
What the? I'm trying to watch this Iowa-Maryland game.
What's that on, Ant?
Fox Sports 1, I believe.
I'm gonna hop on that Iowa State game too. I just want to make sure that those two kids aren't playing for
BTN.
Baylor.
I'm sorry, Twatty. It's BTN. And I got a 4-point lead in the second half for Maryland, so that's good. What's going on with Drake, dude? Why the heck did you get me on this Drake Bulldog team?
It's a 2-point game.
I'm going to cut your throat if they don't cover.
Yeah, because historically it's been really bad to tell me the last 8 months.
It has been.
I know.
It must be down 75,000 units.
Iowa State box score.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan, that's nothing. I've threatened to murder his whole family in his sleep before.
Oh, Makai Mason is playing.
Obviously.
That's important.
I don't see McClure on the box score, but Makai Mason is playing.
Mizzou's hung around a bit, dude.
That's big.
I mean, he's their leader, and he's a good player.
Yeah, Ryan. The reason why I threatened to murder his whole family in their sleep was because he called my dog ugly. So,
I
shots
thought
were
he was
fired.
out. I thought he was out too, Teddy. I thought they were both out. But Makai
Oh my
Mason.
God, Bradley took the lead.
Did they
Oh,
really?
yes. Oh, the horror of it all. Bradley took the lead. If Drake goes down, and I didn't bet Vandy after all that talk last night in our DMs when we were DMing each other on Twitter, and I told you I really liked Vandy, and I forgot to bet them, and I took Drake instead, and Drake loses, I'm gonna fly to New Jersey and punch you.
You said to me, yeah, that Drake game stands out to me too. I agree. What are you talking about?
Well, you're right. I was totally. I had a nut for Drake also. I thought Drake and Vandy were the two games I liked the most on the card, and for some reason I forgot to bet the Vandy game. I don't know how I forgot that. What the hell is wrong with my app? I'm trying to watch the Maryland Iowa game on my tablet, and the stream keeps kicking back to the app after I'll turn the stream on and it'll play the game for 2 minutes, and then it kicks it off and it goes back to the app homepage. It's starting to highly irritate me because
Flipper. Normally, I would agree with that, Flipper. But I mean, Anthony's dog looks like a rat. It's ugly as fuck. So, but yeah, you're right. I agree. Normally, Ryan, Kentucky's down to 9.5. I'm gonna hold off, man.
Nate, I appreciate that. It was justified.
I'm gonna hope that Missouri hangs in this game for a while, because if they do, we're going to see a much better number than 9.5. So I'm hoping.
Are you looking at 12-11 now, or is my stream behind? That's the score I'm looking at.
21-13 Baylor.
I'm looking at 12-11 on the Kentucky game. If this number gets down to, if the Tigers can take a lead here with 5 minutes left in the half, you might get maybe an 8 or something on Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm showing 12-11 too. I'm showing the same number.
Okay, good. Because I've been notorious for being a minute and a half behind you guys on some of these streams. But I think it's because I stream all my stuff on the TV, so I'm streaming the dang cast, and then I'm streaming 3 different games at the same time while my husband's downstairs fucking streaming Netflix. So it slows the internet down a bit. I need to get let's see your dog. My dog has actually made numerous cameos on this cast before, but I'm not going to go grab him right now.
I'm not gonna be happy if Drake doesn't win this.
I actually have 2 dogs. He said one of them was cute, but the one that he said was ugly is my favorite dog. So
here's the thing, though, guys: is Kentucky is way better than Missouri.
I agree. If it wasn't for the first game off the Tennessee win, I would have been on them at 11.5. I was just a little worried about the spot because they just beat the number 1 team in the country. But I agree, and they have not been playing as good all year as they're playing right now. So I completely agree. I agree. They are 15 points on a neutral better than Missouri. I was just a little worried about the spot.
Yeah, no, good point.
Don't you hate it with those Fugazi injury reports, man? All things pointed to Mason and McClure being out for Butler, and then you get fucked and one of them's in the lineup. That happens so often.
You mean like Bill Belichick, every single week? Is it half the roster of the Patriots doubtful?
Questionable.
Or questionable the entire week? Who's going to be the new supervillain when Brady retires after next year? You know what I mean? who are we going to get to replace that supervillain?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I know someone I hate worse than Brady. Julian Edelman. Oh my God. Travis Kelce.
That whole team is douchey. That whole team, I can't stand them.
Is it we can't stand them because they keep winning, or is it we can't stand them because they're all douches?
Because they're in my division, and
Edelman is cheap. He's very cheap.
They've made a doormat out of the Jets for 20 years, and I'm over it. I'm just fucking over it. It's time for him to go sailing into the sunset with 6 rings and a supermodel wife. Like, why are you still playing football?
Why is Ryan speaking blasphemy in our chat?
Why?
Well,
he said he hates the Pats.
I'm not speaking about that one.
Oh, go Cowboys! Oh yeah, well, Anthony's a Giants fan, so that doesn't sit well.
I can't stand the Cowboys. Like, here's a thing that I also cannot really stand. What really pisses me off about the Cowboys? Why is their fucking fan base so fucking huge and annoying when they won one playoff game in a generation and a half?
Just like the Packers and the Steelers. Those 3 teams.
Oh, you mean the Packers who won a Super Bowl recently? You mean the Steelers who have Big Ben who won 2 Super Bowls? The Cowboys haven't been relevant since 1994. I mean, we're not talking about like, oh, Troy Aikman retired and they were down for a couple of years and then came back. They've won 2 playoff games in 25 fucking years, and I still see nothing but Cowboy fans sucking the dick of Jerry Jones everywhere I go. What the fuck is going? Oh, they have 5 Super Bowls, Ryan. Okay, well, when your 23-year-old son wasn't alive for any of those Super Bowls, no one gives a shit. All right. Oh my God. Oh, because they have 5 Super Bowls. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs technically won a Super Bowl, but it was 8 years before my sister was born. So you think she gives a fuck that they won the Super Bowl? No, she still cries crocodile tears after every season because she's never seen her Chiefs win a Super Bowl.
I don't feel bad for your sister, because the next 15 years of her fandom is going to be phenomenal. So.
Oh, try telling that to her. She wouldn't even watch the Super Bowl. I went over to her house for her Super Bowl party. She didn't even get out of her room to watch it. She was crying the whole fucking time because the Chiefs weren't in it. It was so annoying.
I can't
Ryan, I'm sorry I got a little testy, but when you get me going on about them damn Cowboys, I can get into rant mode, and I just fucking hate them. I hate
Chris Edge.
Too,
Chris Edge checking in. What's going on, Edge?
What's up, everyone? You get all feedback here. Let's go in a little bit here.
Oh man, America's team my ass.
Let's do some live betting on here.
We don't. I don't hear the feedback at all, but we really can't hear you.
I'm gonna eat this fucking burrito.
How you been doing, Edge? You been making money, bro? We have been killing it.
I went for a minimal at Penn State on Nebraska. Laying 3, I took the Nebraska plus 15.5. I went for a middle. Yeah, I went for a middle and I missed it, but I'll play the juice. So.
Do you not have your microphone on? You sound like far away.
Yeah, it's plugged in. It's plugged in. Usually,
you don't sound normal.
Yeah, I spent like a couple minutes ago trying to fix this up. I never sound normal.
So what you said, you had 500 on Nebraska?
No, I went for a middle. I took Nebraska plus 15.5 in game. I had Penn State minus 3.
Oh, okay. And you missed the
No,
middle.
not 500. Not even close. I went for a middle.
I got you.
Oh, Ryan's just trying to taunt me now even more.
See if that double top goes away there.
And can you hear Chris?
Yeah, but it sounds like his microphone's all fucked up. Man.
So what else is going over there, Twatty?
I was just looking at my games now. What I gave out. I don't really know how I'm doing.
Oh my God.
You, Davidson lost at Bowling Green, Toledo, Iowa. What happened with Iowa?
I don't know. Hang on. Maryland's up 11, right? Up 11 with 11 minutes to go in the second half.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
he called that one.
Yeah.
He called you.
And I got the Kentucky over, Florida State +1, and the Iona game over.
Hold on, the Iona Quinnipiac game over?
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad I laid off that because I was actually looking at that game yesterday. That was one of 3 games I was thinking about betting. I was actually thinking that game. I was actually looking at the under on that.
Iowa State's coming back down 4,
but I didn't bet it though. Yeah, Ryan, I am eating
have
this
over
burrito. There's
133
nothing
in
like
the
having a
Kentucky
great
game.
Mexican joint 2 blocks from your house.
So now double feedback on the audio. Something correct.
Oh, feedback's
I
bad.
bet the Iowa. I bet the Hawkeyes. -5.5.
Chris, we can barely hear you, man. You're all fucked up over there.
Drake's back
Can you
up.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
There we
now.
go. No, it's good. We're good to go. It was a double feedback because I had the audio on the YouTube stuff. We're live betting. I went for a middle with the Penn State and the Nebraska game, laying 3, and I got +15.5 in game for a middle. So I'll push. So we're ready to step up again and bet on something else. So we'll be on.
Yeah, I would have gone for that middle too. I can't blame you for that.
Yeah, 13.5 cushion. Or 12.5 cushion. So
who was it in our chat last night hit like 3 fucking middles? It was ridiculous.
I'm not sure. I'm on.
It was like Steve or somebody. Yeah, somebody hit 3 middles last night.
I sent out Drake. I hit a VCU first half. On the show, I gave out Tennessee live. They were -7.5. That one. Anthony took Maryland plus points, right, in the second half?
+3 second half. So they need to win by 2 in order to cash the ticket.
So they're up right now. And I'm going to try to grab
you got the Drake -4.5, right?
-4. I sent it out last night. Iowa State is down 2. So that -1.5, that was the right call, Teddy. I think. Good call, good play on that. I think regardless, that was the right call, even if they don't win. Right now, they're -6.5 live.
Yes, Steve, it was Sean who hit that. Yeah, it wasn't just one. He hit like 3 by the end of the night. He was on fire.
I got Drake up 1 with 7 minutes to go. Is that the most recent score?
Yeah, they're up by 3.
Drake's up 3?
Yeah, 5.5 to go in the second.
Oh, man. I hope they fucking get this done for me. Get this done for me.
You know what we should have done? Jason, you know what we should have done?
What?
We should have just took Drake first half, so that way we wouldn't be sweating this game out.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, by the way, what's up, Latte? What's up, man? What's up, Jay? What's up, bro? How you guys doing, man?
I'm cold.
Right now, it's not worth
Whoa.
taking Kentucky. They're up 7, and the line is 13.5. So that it's not worth. Twatty, Florida State's up 7, bro. So that's a good start.
Okay.
That's a good start. What was the line? You were getting points, weren't you?
I think it was. I'll tell you here in 1 second. I got +1.
Well, that's good. So we'll root that in for Twatty.
Wait for Missouri to come back to the Kentucky Lightning game big time.
I hope Missouri comes back. They're so much worse than Kentucky that it worries me that they might not come back. But
What if like Kentucky?
Hey Jay, how many people are watching?
we got 10 people watching right now.
Okay.
If Kentucky has a decent enough lead at halftime, you might be able to get them of the second half at like a -1 or -2.
I don't understand why there aren't more people watching this show. Yeah, feel free. We are pretty much, other than unless you want to pay for Morenzi's Patreon, we are literally the only live betting show pretty much on the internet, and we're up 37 units in 3 weeks, 38 units now if you count the Tennessee play, and we have 10 people watching the show. I don't get it.
Rome wasn't built in a day, Jason.
Yeah, I guess.
Maryland's up 11, bitches. Come on, Terps.
Hopefully that's the second unit of the night. That would be 6-0. That would be a 6-0 streak the last 2 days.
Kentucky's starting to pull away a little bit. It's just a matter of time. They're so much better than Missouri.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree.
I'm just happy we keep seeing the. I'm just happy we keep seeing the same people in the chat. That means we got a loyal audience.
Yeah,
it might
definitely.
be small, but we're loyal. I mean, because they know what's up.
And Ryan would like sent me a message like, "What time is the KegCast? I'm ready to go." Honestly, we would have waited until tomorrow if it wasn't for him. But if people want to hear, if people want to hear us talk, then who are we to say no? You know what we have to do though, Ant? We have to have I hope you get this job. We have a set schedule so people know exactly the days and times that we'll be on. Always. You know what I mean? Like Gabe always used to be on at 10 o'clock on SBR.
Yeah.
Like I think 8 o'clock 4 or 5 days a week is a good time because you'll have the early games going into halftime and then the whole night slate. But we have to figure out I know with your schedule it's rough. I'm always available, but with your schedule it's a little tough.
Yeah. My work schedule is erratic as fuck, so that's one of the reasons why I despise the job with a passion.
Oh, Aaron, welcome in, bro. We're happy to have you. That's awesome.
Clank. I was at like 3. Come on, Turks.
I only watch show like once a week, but he's cool. I still watch the show all the time when I can. So
oh, Teddy, what's my work schedule like? Okay, are you ready for this? One day it's 4 a.m. to 2. The next day it's noon to 10. The next day after that it's 2:30 to 12:30. Then I'm off for one day. Then it's 2:30 to 12:30. Then it's noon to 10. Then it's 7 to 5. Then I'm off for 2 days. Then I'm back to 4 a.m. to 2.
Aaron,
how about that? I work at 4 a.m. to 2 p.m. and at 2:30 to 12:30 p.m. in the same work week.
Asking, how did you hear about us?
Ah, man, Iowa's coming back. Come on, Iowa, stop coming back.
Hey, Chris, you happy today?
Yeah, I'm very happy, but we have no starting pitching. So the Machado signing today is building for 2020. We got the number one farm system in baseball. It's people are happy and shit, but they don't know baseball here, and they don't fucking get it. So it's great, it's good, it's happy, it's a good thing, but we have no starting pitching, we have no bullpen. So.
Chris, you sound
The
like you're
Padres
in the
are going to be
middle.
good in a couple of years.
What's that? Can you guys hear me?
And the Padres will be good in a few years.
Yeah,
I'm
not
a good
this
time
year.
Padres fan right now.
We got number one farm system in baseball. We got a lot of good players. So this is not Machado for 2019. It's Machado for 2020. So a lot of people get happy about it. Nothing really it's a great thing. Big thing for baseball. Big thing for San Diego sports. But other than that, nothing to really get happy about.
Who's Paul?
Paul?
That wasn't
Can
me.
you guys hear me okay?
Oh, you mean Joe? Joe's podcast today? Joe Ranieri? I don't know who Paul is.
To thank Paul.
But if somehow Paul, whoever Paul is, if he mentioned us, thank you, Paul.
All right. Let's see here.
Hey, Ant, I'm going to be doing a baseball show around 5:30 every day starting April 1st. Need you on it.
I could probably make an appearance or two. That sounds like it might be fun.
Okay.
By 5:30, do you mean Eastern time or Central time?
Well, yeah, that would be Eastern time.
4:30 then? Yeah, whenever I'm free, I'll try and make it. That sounds like a lot of fun. Drake is pushing the number right now.
How much time's left?
Why the heck didn't I just I can't believe I missed this one. I missed VCU Rhode Island second half. I didn't even really look at that, but I should have taken VCU on the second half line because they're continuing the ass rape of Little Rhodey. Yeah, they're up by 11 in the second half too. So I guarantee you that second half line was probably like a pick 'em, and I totally fucking missed it. That would have been another system play for me, and I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be mad all night that I missed that one. That would have been a good one to give out. I'm kind of looking now at the games to see what's nearing the halftime because
I was creeping back in this game, bro. They're only up 5 with 7 minutes to play, I think.
Shush, I know. With Clemson being -2.5 to start, we could get Florida State plus a decent amount of points if they take a 9-point lead into the halftime. We could still get. Hold on, I asked you, Ant, when this dude said he bet it. Bet what? What did I miss? Steve said he asked me when somebody said they bet it. Are you talking about the VCU game that I'm complaining about that I missed?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah, that VCU game. Yeah, I'm mad I missed you asking about it because if you would have asked me about it, I definitely would have looked at that. Yeah, that would have been something.
It could have been the Iowa State that he tried to get you to commit to that Iowa State at 1.5, and then by the time we committed, it was at 3.5.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at.
I told Teddy to bet it out at 1.5. I endorsed it, so
I'm thinking we could get Florida State on the second half at a good number.
Kentucky's pulling away up 13. God damn it.
Are you on Missouri?
I should have bit the bullet and just and said fuck the spot. even though it was a bad spot for Kentucky, and I should have just bet at -11 pre-game.
What did you take, Jed?
I didn't bet the game because I was hoping to get a better number with Kentucky, but it doesn't look like we're going to see a better number.
I got the Hawkeyes right now +8.5. I'm taking that right now.
Unless Missouri,
a good second half number. You might only have to lay like 2 or 3 on Kentucky for the second half if they have a big enough lead.
What'd you say, Chris? It's hard to hear you.
I'm taking the Hawkeyes +8.5. Does audio sound okay? Does it sound shady?
No, yeah, we can barely hear you. You sound like you're in a tunnel.
Oh, really?
You sound like you're in a tunnel a mile away.
Yeah, my other computer took a shit, so using this other one. So
he fixed his feedback problem, but now he's got a mic problem.
Yeah, the feedback issue that you always have is gone, but now we can't hear you.
Boom!
You can't hear me at all.
Yeah! Ha ha! Come on, Maryland! Yo, yo, yo! That's a 3.
No, we can't hear.
11.
We can't hear you enough to make it out. Where's your microphone?
Using different computers, so if you can hear me using different computer, that's coming away.
What up, Cody?
Let me turn the volume here.
You're so worried about this, Chris. You missed the fact that I'm going to fucking rape this Maryland second half, baby. Come on, Terps. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes, baby. Woo!
What's up, Cody? Can you guys hear me okay? The top monitor's okay?
No, I can't hear you at all, bro.
Yeah, this Drake game
Really?
is giving me this Drake game's pissing me off.
Corey, I need updates, bro, because I'm way behind. It says like 3.5 minutes left in the game. I definitely need updates.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I must not be the only one who's way behind because I'm at like 3 minutes left in the game and it's at 4.
Yeah, me too.
If it's still at 4 with 1.5 minutes left, that could be good because then they're going to start fouling and Drake can pull away if they can hit their threes. Or, I mean, if they can hit their free throws.
Yeah, we got that short a minute and a half to go, so.
We appreciate it, Cody.
Right.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Oh, come on, Maryland. Let's go, baby. Let's keep it up. Terps.
We don't really have anything going on right now. We cashed Tennessee. We're on Drake -4. We cashed first half Virginia Commonwealth. Anthony has Maryland in the second half.
I might have Baylor on the second half.
Twatty is on Florida State right now. We're tracking the Kentucky game to see if we can get a better number, even though it doesn't look like we're going to. What else we got? We endorsed Iowa State live -1.5. Teddy
I'm about to not endorse that.
Why?
I think I need to take Baylor +8.5 on the second half line.
Well, what is the are they at halftime?
Yes, 38-34 Baylor. Baylor's up by 4.
+3.5.
And Baylor's getting 8.5 on the second half.
Well, that just because you bet that doesn't mean that -1.5 won't cash.
Oh yeah. No, but I'm taking Baylor's 8.5. Getting 8.5 on the second half. That is going in there. Boop.
It's not a bad play. Baylor can D up. I mean, they're one of the better defensive teams in the country. So to get 8, I mean, I would still probably take 1.5 in Iowa State.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
well, we can
either
middle
one.
it now. The chat can middle it with me. If Baylor can cover the 8.5 and still lose the game by 2 or 3.
That definitely could happen.
I'm looking at 70-66 Drake with 48 seconds left.
Ooh. Because the theory is that the algorithm wants the game to come back to the closing number when I basically just kind of want to go with the way the game's been going to begin with, if that makes sense.
Oh, this is an ESPN Plus game. So I can actually watch the end of this game right now. I'll let you know what's going on.
I think I might have a play on Florida State in the second half too, and probably
I like that.
Bama.
I hope that Florida State game is just an easy one for me. I don't got to stress.
All right, it's 71-68 with 37 seconds left. Timeout.
Oh, I beat the line move. Baylor's already down to +8 on the second half. I beat that line move by like 30 seconds.
Leave it to Drake to break my balls. They beat this team by 17 on the road, and I'm shitting this game out at home. It's amazing.
They're up by 5.
Jack?
4.
What?
-4 is what we had Drake on.
Yeah, the line was 4. And they're a 12-12 team, I think.
Bradley's not good at basketball.
I'm sorry. They're 15-12. They're 3 games over 500 in a terrible conference. And Drake is 20-7 and the 3rd best team in the nation against the spread. And for some reason, I'm shitting this game out. It's amazing.
I mean,
4 or 4 or 4.5.
4.
Are you guys okay? Okay.
I still got to. I can't really hear you.
oh,
But it's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah, I could barely hear you too. You
it's
sound like
71-68 now. We're gonna.
I'm watching the game, man. I'm watching it.
Oh well. I tell you what, though, I'm gonna look over here. I think Alabama, Texas A&M is at the half. Alabama was -1.5 pregame. What's the second half number going to be? I don't know if this will be a play though.
Kentucky might win this game by 30.
Yeah, this would be an easy cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh wow.
Yeah,
What do
they're
you guys-
running it up on them.
What do you guys think of Florida State on the second half line +5? That means they'd have to win the game. They're up by 15, so basically they win the game by 11.
I just hate grabbing a number that's worse than the pregame line.
Well, I'm going on the second half line though.
Yeah,
gotta
but-
think of it as you're betting the second half. You're not betting.
But not
full
really,
game.
because now they're a 10-point favorite basically for the game instead of getting 1.5 points. Drake up by 5 with 24 seconds left in the game. Bradley's coming down the court. Dribbling. He misses it. Drake gets the ball and fouled. They're going to the free throw line with 13
Yes.
seconds to play.
And they're up by 5 on the free throw line.
Yes, that's what I like to see.
Come on.
I want this one bad, Ant.
Props to Maryland to hold Iowa to 53 points with only a couple minutes left in the game. Iowa at home is an offensive juggernaut.
I know. You know why? Because they're small. They're small in the front court.
Yeah.
I figured that Maryland has such a big size advantage on
They
most
do.
teams that
Oh
they play.
God, I gotta sweat this Maryland Iowa game out now. Oh God.
I mean, it's still close, but
All right.
props to them.
We're up 7 with 13 seconds to go in the game. Dribbling.
Wouldn't it suck if they hit a 3 at the buzzer.
They missed it, and we get the ball 4 seconds left. Yes, foul.
They fouled down 7 with 10 seconds left.
Yep. All we got to do is cash one, and this he's got to hit one at 2, and this is a winner guaranteed. But after what happened in the Tulsa game, who the fuck knows what's going to happen?
I need this Maryland game to pull to. Maryland was looking like an easy winner, and now Iowa's getting scrappy and coming back.
All right, baby. This is a winner. They're up 9 right now with they're dribbling down the court with 4 seconds left. Doesn't matter what happens. Cash that shit. Boom.
Good times, Jason. Good times.
I told you.
Exactly, Nate. Why do they do this shit? It's so annoying. That's the problem with college basketball. Is like these kids will be down by 3 possessions with 5 seconds left, and they still foul. The reason why that's like really bad is when you're betting totals. Like I couldn't tell you how many unders I've been on that gotten fucked because some 18-year-old fouls with 10 seconds left when their team's down by 15.
Let me do a test, you guys. Can you guys hear me now? Louder? Is it still up there or no?
No, it's the same.
Same fucking shit, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's give you as
Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck you, Iowa. You fucking Maryland. You freaking. That's the last time I bet on a team named after a freaking turtle.
Yeah, Terrapins. No, that's
Iowa just hit a 3 to take the lead.
Ooh. Sorry, Ian. I'm on Iowa.
What?
Twatty said, sorry, Ant. I'm on Iowa. I love it.
Well, I guess Twatty and I are head-to-head in this game.
Twatty, did we? Twatty, we missed the boat on this Kentucky game, bro.
Over 133. What's it sitting at?
64. I think it's at the
Jason,
half.
Really?
You know who the best football or you know who the best sports bettor of all time is, Jason?
No.
Captain Hindsight.
Well, that's not Twatty because he bet Iowa pre-game. All right, now I feel good. I had a nice size bet on Drake. Now I'm looking. Now I'm
Corey,
looking.
I took Baylor plus 8.5 on the second half line.
Corey, we after Teddy said -1.5, we agreed with that. What's the score? Is that the halftime line? 38-34?
Yeah, it's 38-34 at the half. Baylor's up, and I took Baylor second half plus 8.5 points.
So Iowa live is -4.5. Wow.
Can you take Iowa State money line second half?
I can, yeah.
I'd be interested.
Let me see what that is.
It's
Second
going to
half,
be big because they're 8.5 point favorite.
Iowa State is -520.
To win?
Second half money line -520.
No, not to win the second half, to win the game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, -230.
Fuck. Anything under -200, I'd probably be down for that.
Oh, come on. Iowa just can't miss the last 2 minutes. What's going on? I'm going to bash my
What's
head
the
up
score,
against the wall. Not a winning bet for me is what the score is.
Wow, Iowa came back.
63-62 with a minute and a half left.
Larson, you're going to fuck up our perfect 2 days. God damn it.
Eat a dick.
I'd rather not.
Well, I have Iowa -2, remember? I didn't take money line, so I'm losing the bet too.
Well, there's like a minute left, I think. Am I looking at that right?
Yeah. We could both lose this bet. If he has Iowa
That would
-2
be
and I have
terrible.
Maryland +3 on the second half, we could both. If Iowa wins this game by 1, we both lose. We'd get Polish middle.
That sound better?
Now I hear wind.
I can hear Chris now though.
Chris has yet to get this right, like six shows in.
No, I have it right, bro. It's I'm using a different computer now. I'm using the computer that's broke.
Well,
So,
we can hear. I can hear you way better. I can hear you way better now.
Okay, cool. Right on. All right, so I took that second half. So
Which second half did you take, Chris?
I gotta put too many bets down right now. Let me take a second. The Baylor +8.
All right.
How's the feedback? Is it good?
It's not bad, but do you have a fan on or something? We hear like a little wind.
Yeah.
I hear it too.
Now you're good. Perfect. Golden. But now we can't see you.
We don't need to see it. We just need to hear him.
Oh, wait. Oh, I could see the top of his head.
Oh, God.
Perfect now, Chris.
Jay, have you heard anything from Biff's?
You know what? That night that we were talking about it, the very next morning when I haven't heard anything from the people in like 2 months, they were dogging me, bro, all morning. So I was like, well, at least we have a loyal listener. You know what I mean? At least whoever they are, they're watching us.
Oh, that Biff Sports Almanac Twitter account with like 40 followers.
Those they got nothing better to do, man.
I always thought it was kind of weird, like the people who would create troll accounts for sports cappers on Twitter. I always thought that was kind of bizarre. Like you see, like BMOC and Jimmy the Bag got like a bunch of like troll accounts of people just dogging them, and I don't really get why you would have that much spare time in your life to, just create a fake Twitter account to bash somebody. It just seems weird to me. Come on, get that ball in the net. I call a foul. Come on. Jesus. Oh, my God. This game. Like, if Maryland wins the game by 1, I'll push. They win the game by 2 or more, I'll win. So I basically have Maryland -1. Oh. So they're at the foul line and they tied it, so that's good.
Twatty, you didn't like Drake today?
I wasn't on Drake. I do like Drake. They're a really good home team, but I for whatever reason, I wasn't on it.
What do you like about tomorrow, Creighton DePaul? It's a pick 'em.
DePaul is an underrated squad.
But is it in Nebraska or is it in Chicago?
It's in Chicago.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Not that tough.
I really like betting. I really like betting Creighton at home.
Creighton hasn't even been good at home this year.
That's true, but Creighton normally hits their threes at home.
Right. Oh, Jay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you right now, I'm already going to bet this one. This is going out now. Omaha, West Illinois, over 151. I can't believe they actually gave us an overnight line on the total for a Summit League game. I haven't seen one in a while.
Who are they playing?
No, but I got to wait.
Omaha.
Omaha and Western Illinois.
Yeah, that's
Omaha's a 10-point favorite. I wouldn't touch that spread, but I definitely would take an over 151 in an Omaha game.
Yeah, that's a low total for Summit League.
Well, I mean, for Omaha especially. I mean, the last time Omaha was like 165, and I had to lay off of it. But yeah, that's a low total for them bookies are playing with fire if they're going to line a game of under 160 with Omaha. With the pace they play and the shooters.
Today.
They are so good in the MAC, man. They are good.
But sometimes they don't come to play. It's amazing. They should beat everybody by 30 in the MAC. Well, not everybody. Toledo's
are you talking about Buffalo?
Yeah, can you see another team in the MAC conference, though, besides Buffalo winning it?
Well, Toledo played them tough last, what was that, a couple days ago?
Yeah, that's true.
But no. They have so much talent for that conference. I mean, they got Big 10, Big 12 talent.
I agree.
ACC talent.
100%.
This second half is going to come down to the wire, guys. 14 seconds left. I need a bucket from Maryland.
What are they, up 1?
Maryland's down 1 with the ball. They just called timeout with 14 seconds left. So they're going to take the last shot. So if they take the last shot, it's a 2, and they make it, I push. If they hit a 3, I'll win. And if they miss, you and I will get middled.
Well, if they miss, they'll probably foul right away, which would be good for me.
No, I mean, because Maryland's going to take the last shot.
Last.
They called a timeout with 14 seconds left, so they'll probably take I think they're setting up to take the final shot.
They almost always take the shot where they can get a tip in, though. So they don't usually they won't take it at the buzzer. They'll take it with like 4 seconds left so they can get a tip in. So it'll be interesting to see.
Well, they made the layup with 8 seconds left, so it's 66-65.
Oh, well, there you go.
What you got on the money line?
What's that, Chris?
You have them on the money line?
I got Maryland +3 on the second half, and Twatty has Iowa -2 for the full game. So basically, we're head-to-head on this, and if Iowa wins the game by 1, we both get middled.
Yeah,
it'll middle both our bets, and we'll both lose.
Oh, no, yeah. No, -2 to any money line, top and middle, yeah.
So, whew, this game's intense, my friend.
Right, Cody. Agreed.
If I would have just followed Capper Investments, I wouldn't have wasted my time on Maryland. I do follow them on Twitter, so, well. No, Maryland was the second half system play for me that I have with college basketball. I use the second half system that I bet for college basketball, and Maryland fell into that system that I play. So it really wasn't a choice. It was just kind of how the numbers came down. Right. You know what I mean? It's I don't pick which games I bet second halves on, pre-game. It's basically, it depends on what the pre-game line was and what the score at halftime is and how the second half line comes out.
So are you both going to get middled here?
We could.
Possibly.
We could.
Oh, that's the ultimate kick in the dick.
Well, I mean, we would, yeah, because I basically have Maryland essentially -1, and he has Iowa -2. So, yeah, Iowa winning by 1 would.
Totally the right call back in Florida State, Twatty. They're fucking killing Clemson.
But
but that puts me 1-2 if I lose this game. 1-1 right now.
Yeah,
although,
it's
what
over.
Did VCU do?
It's over. Maryland won 66-65. I pushed, and I guess 20 lost. So,
at least you pushed.
VCU, that score, I'll tell you right now, but I think they killed them.
Yeah, I pushed that second half.
I'm jumping on the Cyclones. Minus 1.5 big game right now. I'm down by 4. 12.5, 14.5 to go. You guys can hear me.
They won by 34, Twatty.
Oh, nice. I think it was only like -8 or something.
7.5.
Okay.
VCU? Oh, VCU fucking dicked them.
Yeah, I should have took them full game too. I only took them in the first half. That I
I
can't.
gotta turn on this Baylor game now.
Yeah.
They're still hanging tough in this
You want to go there or what?
Let's go Baylor Bears, baby.
Chris, did you switch back to you were good?
Well, the computer is overheating. It's a laptop. It's got bad fans and overheated. So I have a fan on it, and as someone can hear the fan, so I just shut it down because you can hear the fan, the noise, and all that. So
I
you need
got
a fan, like consistent fan on the computer to pull it down. I mean, if you have a laptop, you guys can hear me. If not, I'll just jump off. It sounds like shit.
It's like weird. Sometimes we can hear you, and then sometimes you sound like a million miles away.
Really? We pull it off.
Come on, Baylor. Let's go, Baylor Bears. Yeah, Corey, I pushed.
The
Yeah,
live
we can
line,
actually both win. For everyone who took Iowa State -1.5, y'all can win, and I can win if Iowa State wins by 2, 3, or 4 points. Because I got Baylor on the second half line plus 8.5 points, which makes them on the full game line plus 4.5.
Yeah.
did you have any opinion on this UNLV Wyoming game? Anybody?
No, but I can come up with an opinion out of my ass somehow. Let me see.
Hey Jay, could you pull up Toledo and Bowling Green for me? I don't have the ability. Can you tell me what the score of those were?
I most certainly can. Hang on.
Toledo Bowling Green, that's in the MAC, right? Let's go right over there. Bowling Green won by 4, and Toledo lost by 7.
Wow, that's not good. Of course, I had Bowling Green -5.
Holy,
Tough beat tonight.
holy mother of God. Do you guys see that Buffalo, Ohio score?
Yeah, they won by 35, right?
Buffalo won 114-67.
Oh, more. Wow. Yeah, well, I mean, that's if you catch Buffalo on the right night, they'll beat you by 50.
No shit. God damn.
And the line closed at 18.5.
Well, they covered that in both halves. they covered that 18.5 both times.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
Kentucky's up only up 13 right now.
Only.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
At halftime.
If Missouri,
Mizzou came out and scored 5 right away.
If Missouri can make a little push, I'm gonna take Kentucky live.
Hey Jay, what about Iona?
Iona 81-77 Iona.
Okay, I hit that. Over 152.
Oh, good. Hey Jay, how lucky am I that I laid off that under? I liked that under last night, but I decided not to bet it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the under
Thanks,
based off
Corey.
of Iona. I was looking at like some of the Iona stats, and I'm like, why is that total in the 150s? And then I looked at Quinnipiac, and I saw Quinnipiac's pace of play and all that shit. And I'm like, oh well, I think that line actually might be kind of right if you just split down the middle. So I laid off after initially leading towards the under.
Iowa State's making a push. They're only down 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to watch that game instead of this Kentucky game.
You have them down by 1. I have them down by 4 still, 50-46 with 14 minutes left.
Yeah, 50-49 I got.
Oh, well, that's not good. Yeah, I got a 50-49. Now they hit a 3. Hey. I was hoping Baylor would hang out with him a little bit more.
No, they're
Was
still winning.
Quinnipiac favored in that game, Corey, or was because I think Iona's supposed to be better than them. Like, how degenerate is that now that all these bullshit conferences are lined? That's like everyone starts betting them now. Like, I think I bet more SWAC and MAAC and Summit League this year than ACC or Big East or Big 12.
Well, a lot of times the soft spots are in the lower conferences, all those mid-majors.
Oh, God. Dude, they're not even mid-majors. Like Missouri Valley's a mid-major. The SWAC is a
Oh, my God.
What is going on? College. But, yeah, I think it's crazy. Like 35% of my bets this year have been in Summit League games.
Yeah, Nate, we mentioned earlier to take Iowa State live -1.5. They're -4.5 now live. Did anybody bet the Alabama Texas A&M game?
I was looking at it at halftime, but I didn't particularly care for the line.
So what happened? You pushed Ant on
Maryland, yeah. I was
Okay.
getting Maryland on the second half +3, and the final score was 42-39 on the second half. So
I gave out, even though it was the play that I sent out, I gave out Drake on Joe's show. So I gave out Drake here too, right before it started. So we're 2-0 so far. That's it though. I don't know. I don't really see anything else.
We're 2-0, or we're 2-0. You mean we're 1-0-1?
No, because Tennessee -7.5 hit too.
Oh, so we're 2-0-1.
Yeah, one push. But I think I'm going to bet Iowa State, but I don't really want to bet them -4.5.
Yeah, I got -3.5 right now on Iowa State.
You got a -1.5?
3.5. Let me type it in.
So we just need Baylor to lose by 4, and everybody cashes this game then. Because didn't everybody else have them like -1.5 or -2.5 at some point?
Yeah, that's why they're 4.5 right now, and I don't want to bet that. I think that's too high. I'd like to see if I can get them at 1.5.
I'd like you to get them at 1.5 too, because that means Baylor's hanging tough.
Florida
State.
State.
The game for tomorrow.
Wow, call that foul. Jesus.
I'm gonna look. I'll look at the. I didn't look yet. Have you looked? I'm gonna look now.
Okay, yeah.
On what?
Maybe we can
Tomorrow's
talk about
games?
that for the viewers to maybe get a head start for tomorrow.
Yeah, college.
I
games
already
for
told
tomorrow.
y'all what I'm betting for tomorrow. I need to put it in when we're done with this cast, but I am going to be on the Omaha Western Illinois over 151. That is 100%. And I'm looking at I have Summit League pulled up here. I got to look at it a little bit more, but I'm thinking Denver just might be a stone cold fade for the rest of the season. Every team in the Summit League's bad, but Denver's especially bad.
I know Tulane is bad, but who the fuck is Memphis to give anybody 18 points? That's a big nut, man.
Yeah, that'll probably pull us 16.5, 17, somewhere there. Probably another full point.
South Dakota's 6.5 actually, and you were talking about Denver. They're -6.5 at home against Denver.
Yeah, and I'm thinking I might have to lay it. I'll have to dig into the game a little bit more. If I bet it, I'll tweet out all my basketball plays tomorrow. But if I bet it, I'll definitely tweet it. but I am definitely going to take the Omaha, Western Illinois over. Like South Dakota is not a team you want to lay 6.5 with, but Denver is a team you just have to fade right now. So it might not really be much. It's not really betting South Dakota as much as you're just betting against Denver. I mean, because Denver has been getting dick stomped regularly. So, I mean, and they're playing other Summit League teams, and they're still getting dick stomped. I mean, they're that bad. So, I don't know. I think that'll probably be a play for me, but we'll see.
You see anything you like, Twatty?
Yeah, just initially, just going through Florida at LSU. It's only 5.5. It came out at 6. It's down to 5.5. LSU's 13-2 at home. Florida's 4-7 on the road. LSU's really ascending. Florida's going to have they can't match up with the big guys of LSU. I mean, Florida's known for having a good backcourt, but LSU's best player is their point guard. So this is a bad matchup. You have teams going in opposite directions. It's only 5.5 at LSU. I'm going to sleep on it, but maybe I won't if I think the line will get out of control. But
I don't disagree. This is a up year. LSU has been playing really, really well.
Yeah, they're 21-4.
They got it done against Kentucky. Was that in Kentucky?
I don't know.
I know they beat them by like a last-second tip-in buzzer beater.
Yeah, it was like a goaltending.
Yeah, they beat them by 1. But they've played really well this year. I don't dislike that play at all, actually.
Florida, I mean, they started off strong, but they're gonna have no chance with the bigs from LSU. They're too big and athletic. They should have their way.
Yeah, they beat them at Kentucky, Corey said. So I mean,
that's a beautiful win.
Yeah, 100%. And this is a down year for Florida. They don't impress me at all.
Yeah, they're 14-11.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the game of the day. Absolute stone cold lock of the day.
Here we go.
Providence -1.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
What?
Just because they're playing St. John's, you dickhead.
What? Would I just say Providence -1 just to troll you, Jason? Is that something I would? Oh, yeah, actually, you're right. That is totally something I would do.
But that's the thing about St. John's. They'll beat Villanova, and they'll get waxed by Providence.
You think so? I really was just saying that to troll you. I don't have an opinion on that game, to be honest.
We are so inconsistent. It's amazing. On paper, Twatty, don't you think St. John's beats Providence on paper?
St. John's on paper beats almost anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you got Simon, Heron, Pons, Figueroa. They're ridiculous.
Is Baylor going to get a basket? Like, they have not scored in 5 fucking minutes, and yet they're still covering this second half line.
You know, Pons, that's the thing about St. John's. They have the best player on the court almost every game they play.
Yeah, he doesn't play until the second half, though.
Finally,
I don't get
Baylor gets a bucket. Thank you, Jesus.
You know, you know what else I like, Twatty? I like Louisville getting a 1.5 at Syracuse.
I was just looking at that, Jason.
I was looking at it too. I got nothing on that though. You know, Syracuse is 12-4 at home. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but doesn't Louisville give their players hookers and shit? I mean, that's got to be good for the morale.
It's got to be worth 3 points.
Yeah.
They impress me though. They are very balanced. They're great defensively. They're really solid offensively. I like Louisville a lot this year.
Okay, guys, I have a question here, and I know the answer is Northwestern sucks, but is Ohio State really a team to be laying 7.5 in conference?
I got nothing with Ohio State. I mean, they're up and down. Sometimes they look like world beaters. Sometimes they look terrible.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't think they should be laying 7.5 to anybody in the Big Ten. I mean, I don't know. I might just have to lay off that game because Northwestern does fucking suck. But yeah, come on, Baylor. Woo! Baylor making a charge.
What's your thoughts on the how high or low are you guys on Florida Gulf Coast? Because Lipscomb is minus 11 on the road.
Well, you know how I just have fantastic opinions on Florida Gulf Coast. I mean, if there's one game I have a solid 100% firm opinion on, it's Florida Gulf Coast and Lipscomb.
Lipscomb can ball.
They can, man.
That's for sure.
That's a big number on the road, though.
I would have to see their points per game to see if that's something they can cover.
Wasn't Florida Gulf Coast the 15 seed that made like the Sweet 16 and Dick stomped Georgetown in the tournament?
They've been really the last few years, man. They've been really good. Florida Gulf Coast.
You know, it's just a community college.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, I heard it's like you could just like drive by it and it's I don't know. It's just I heard it's basically like a school that has a basketball team and you basically just do all your classes online or something like that.
I don't know. Their campus is an island, actually. It's supposed to be the nicest, one of the nicest campuses out there. It's actually on its own island.
There's not a ton that I like tomorrow. Marquette's at home laying 6 against Butler. They are clearly better.
I would lean towards that over if Marquette shoots tomorrow, because that's a low total for a Marquette game.
What is it?
145. 145.
Marquette at home. I will never fade Marquette at home.
Never.
They can just shoot the lights out.
That kid Howard is incredible.
Well, they got both brothers are there.
And they already beat Butler by 18 on the road.
Yeah, I like that's a good number to lay at home with Marquette against a Butler team that's down. This is not your normal Butler team.
What's the line?
6.
Yeah, so you're basically telling me that Marquette's only 2 to 3 points better on a neutral court? No way.
That's exactly what they're saying. Not this Butler team.
Yeah, Butler really only has one go-to, in my opinion, one real go-to scorer, and that's it. Yeah, it's a different Butler team. Oh,
tomorrow night is a great game in the ACC. Duke, North Carolina. North Carolina getting 9 points. That North Carolina is really good, man. That's a lot of points to give them.
And that total's out of control too.
166.5.
And I think I don't have the stats in front of me, but I think those two teams are at least in the top 15 both in defensive efficiency. I could be wrong, but I think that both of them are in the top 15. It may be top 10, but I would say at least within the top 15.
For as good as everybody thinks those 3 kids are at Duke offensively, defensively they're incredible.
They are.
I totally agree. That is a really high total. And at first glance, I don't know, man. Is North Carolina 10 points worse than any team in the nation? They're really good.
I mean,
here's my thing about Duke.
10 points better than everybody, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Duke obviously is awesome, but after Reddish and Barrett and Zion, you're going to what are you going with, Bolden and White?
Yeah,
that's the rest of your starting 5, and your bench isn't good either. I mean, obviously they're a great team.
You know what though? That point guard is probably the best defensive player in the nation.
Right. I'm sorry, I forgot about Tyus Jones. Right.
Yeah.
So the fastest pace.
Yeah.
The most offensively efficient teams too. So
Completely forgot about him. Right. Yeah.
But
I don't know. That seems like a lot. As good as Duke is, that seems like a lot of points to give North Carolina.
Well, Nasir Little is out. Their NBA prospect. I think I think he hurt his ankle last game.
Well, now that makes sense now. That makes sense because that line if he plays, there's no way that line is 9.
I can't believe he'd be playing. He looked pretty hurt. I'd have to check it.
we have a hot take in the chat, guys. We got some Oscars cappers in here.
Ryan says, go put a quarter unit on Bradley Cooper to win Best Actor at the Oscars, plus 900. So much value in that number. Ryan Gosling coming straight in from Hollywood to give us some insight on the Oscars. I like it.
And he owns a movie theater, by the way. Inside info. Literally does.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Hey, I have a question. How long do you think it's going to be before we get some numbers on who wins the Democratic primary?
Well, we're a
That's
year
something
out.
I can't wait to start betting.
I think aren't we a year out of the Iowa caucus?
Oh fuck yeah, we are. We got all these people announcing that they're running, and we're a year out of the Iowa caucus. Oh my god. No, we're not a year out. We're in 2019, and oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
How long does a campaign last? Holy shit.
Well, yeah. Well, they usually go a year before the Iowa caucus, and that starts everything. Iowa State back up 1.
God damn it. Never mind then. I was like, all these people are announcing that they're running for president, and I was like thinking, oh, gee, we're going to get some political props coming up real soon. And you just reminded me, like, fuck, you're right. We literally are a year away from the first caucus. So, God, but I don't know. I want to see some numbers there. I think I want to know if I could get some good arbitrage with maybe like a Sanders and then like probably a Kamala Harris if you can get her at a plus number 2. If you get them both at a plus number, that probably would be some good arbitraging.
Iowa State's up 1. The line is still 4.5, and there's like 4 minutes left in the game. That's it.
Yeah, Ryan, how Bernie raised that money, that really just kind of shows you where the grassroots is. You know, like the establishment is completely behind Harris, but then when you see that he literally announces, and within like 12 hours of him announcing he's already raised $4 million, you kind of know where the people are at on that one. I think he's probably just going to run over the entire field. Seriously, I think he's going to I think he's going to just destroy the Democratic field and probably take Gabbard as his vice presidential running mate.
Kentucky is
how fun is that going to be to watch Sanders versus Trump campaign?
Kentucky's up 15 points right now. There's 10.5 minutes left in the game, and the line's 15.5. So they're trying to tell me that the last 10 minutes of the game, Missouri going to outscore them? The last 10 minutes.
Are you trying to convince me to bet Kentucky minus 15.5 live?
I hate to grab a number that's worse than the pregame line, but do you really see Missouri outscoring this team the last 10 minutes of the game?
I mean, if Kentucky puts in their second team, then it'll probably be even.
You would have to think up 15 with 10 minutes to go. All their starters are in. I think I'm watching the game. I think all their starters are in. Cody, bro, from your lips to God's ears. Got to get this chat up to 100 people by the end of March. We're trying, bro. We're up almost 40 units, and we're trying. Believe me.
Are we going to do like all day long live casting of the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, Jay, if you and I come together a little bit more and bring both of our followers in, that'll help both of us. So
you're always welcome. You're always welcome on the show with us, always, with the
Well,
three.
and you as well, because I'm going to be doing a show too. It'll be way before yours, so you don't have to worry about that. But
Yeah, you could always come on, man. I value you as a handicapper, so 100%. Where'd Chris go?
He couldn't get his freaking computer to work right, so he decided that he was going to dip out.
Oh,
You didn't hear him?
no, I could. That was the whole problem. I could barely hear him.
Oh, yeah, he said he was going to dip out it was about like maybe 10 minutes ago. He just couldn't get his he couldn't get his computer to work right, I guess. I don't know.
How many handicappers do you have over there, Twatty, working for you?
that's the Goji, TH, and Brett 3.
Plus you?
Plus me, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we got too. Except I'm just the only one that sells plays.
Yeah, it's the 5 of us. We have to find a way to bring in SBR viewers here. Yeah, that's true. SBR.
Yeah, he's definitely right because I mean there was.
Isn't that how most of us met?
There
I think we met in SBR chat.
There would be 100 at nighttime when Gabe was doing it, and then even when Jeff was doing it, there'd be 150 people in that chat in the live show at night.
I watch the Team Bankroll soccer shows, but that's the only SBR I've watched in months.
Yeah, I stopped.
But I think we all met in SBR chats and then on Twitter.
The last show that I was consistently watching was Gabe's show at night, the live show at night. Other than that, I would check out Team Bankroll for Alex and Natalie.
Well,
but that's about it.
I was a regular on low bag during baseball season, but once baseball season was over, I stopped watching them because
is Loshak still doing it?
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know
exactly what's going on with Low Shack. He's MIA.
He's been MIA. Yeah.
But Jay, I have about 200 members, so if I can just get those members over to this chat, that would be huge, just right there.
Wow, good for you, man.
No, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it like for you to say that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
over
obviously they're gamblers, so I'm sure that they would enjoy this show.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, man, all you have to do is say, send me an invite. It's an open invitation. Anytime you want. Florida State's got a 9-point lead. They're still hanging on for you.
This
it's down to 9.
Yeah, 59-50.
How much time?
It says 6 minutes here, but that's usually like a minute behind. So probably like 7 minutes.
Baylor's holding on for me too.
Yeah, they're up. They're what a game. What a game. I said, what a good game. I would have thought Iowa State would have covered the 10 in this game. And Baylor's up 3.
I'm going to close this tab here. Expert is relative. I can't hear anybody. Are you guys talking?
No, I was just typing.
Oh, okay. You guys all stop talking. I'm like, did my computer go out?
I was typing.
Yeah, so was I.
Okay. No, this Baylor game is pretty close. All right, they got another bucket, so Baylor's actually up by 3.
I give props to Baylor. That's a gutsy play there without King McClure playing.
100%.
What's a gutsy play?
Well, no, for Baylor to go on the road at Iowa State without King McClure and maybe get a win, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and they've been solid all year.
Yeah,
nothing really going on. UNLV tied at 23. Alabama, Texas A&M tied at 50. And then you got the Baylor game. Kentucky's up 15, and it's a 9-point game at Florida State.
Oh, Jay, I'm going to probably be on St. John's, by the way.
I agree, bro. I don't think that's a bad play. The only thing that worries about me is every time I think it's a no-brainer win, they lose the game.
How about that line has moved 2 points already?
Has it really?
Started at St. John's as a 1-point favorite. Now Providence is a 1-point favorite.
So what does that tell you? You think the Sharps are banging Providence?
Well, the Sharps usually bang early or bang late, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giggity. Giggity.
So St. John's went from a 1-point favorite to a 1-point dog.
Yeah.
So that
that line flipped.
That means
it opened at 1 and went the other way.
That means somebody's banging Providence hard.
Giggity.
According to this, 83% of the money is on Providence. That's amazing. That has to be sharp money because, yeah, there's no way the public is on Providence over St. John's after St. John's just came off that huge win.
I completely agree, but according to Larson, those numbers are complete dog shit.
I can see that too, but either way, it's like that's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
those numbers are false. Fake news. Fake news.
Why do you
think?
Why do you think they're fake news though?
Why would they be real? Like here's the thing. Whenever somebody goes, the line, 85% of the money is on Team A, but the line moved towards Team B. So that's reverse line movement. What's going on there? What do they know that we don't know? Well, what we know is that 83% of the money being on Team A is bullshit because the line is not going to move towards Team B if 83% of the money is on Team A. The books are not interested in taking a stand. The books are interested in getting as much money on either side as possible so they can free roll the fucking game. The first bookmaker who allows 90% of the money or 85% of the money to close on one team and that game goes the other way from what the books, if you allow yourself to be exposed with 90% of the money on one side and you lose that game as a bookmaker, that's the last game you will ever line in a bookmaker.
Yeah, but Maddie,
they don't do that. Gamblers don't run these sports books.
But you know what?
Fucking accountants and bean counters and upper management and executives run these sports books. They're not going to let you take 83% of the action on one side.
This is the argument against you. Matty Holt, who ran CG Tech for like a decade, he said that there would be a lot of times where 3 or 4 of the sharpest players were on the side of the percentage of 10% of the money, and he would move the line the opposite way based on the people that he knows who are good gamblers, the opposite of what they would bet. And sometimes that would be in the favor of the public money. So,
okay, but can I detour from this discussion for a minute so everyone can start sucking my dick on this Baylor pick? Come on. Let's rein in the praise, guys. They're up 4 with 50 seconds left. Come on.
We were just having a discussion, and I got to blow you about a Baylor bet?
Well, yeah. Start sucking away, buddy.
Congratulations, Ant. Everybody stop and clap for Ant. Here. Can we go back to the line movement talk now?
Yeah, I mean, the thing too is like everyone says, "Oh, well, I'm showing 83% of the money." Well, who says that they have to show you what the money is? Like, there's no law that says that the sports book has to tell you where all the money's at.
I guess that's a good.
So how do you even know those numbers are real?
But where do the like companies like Sports Insights get their information from then?
It's fake news, man. It's a fucking scam.
Swati, where do you come down on this?
Well, first off, none of us use that to cap the game anyway, so who gives a shit?
That's
like,
true.
Because
Amen
80%
on
of
that.
the money, huh?
That's true.
Amen on
Because
that.
80%
You are
of the
correct.
money is on one team isn't going to sway me that I need to go with them or against them. I could care less where the money is, really.
I agree with that.
So I don't really care who's right or who's wrong in that because it doesn't affect my backyard.
But do you think that they're putting out bad numbers?
I don't know. I'm sure that these guys have an inside with the offshores and they know somebody and the offshore tells them that 80% of the bets are coming one way. I mean, I could see that, but I definitely can't disagree with Ant. I don't know. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I mean, that would be my guess. But again, I don't really have a position on that.
All right, Ant, you covered the Baylor game, so that's 3-0 on the show.
Good job, Ant.
Well, 3-0-1.
3-0-1 off a 4-0 night last night. Can't beat that.
5-0 night last night. The Kansas covered after we went off air.
Yeah, but I know, but we were 3-0, and then that game covered, so we went 4-0.
I mean, I think you're forgetting a game.
No, I'm not. Trust me. Chris, did you cash anything on the show today?
But
Chris struggling.
Chris, you hear us?
To make another point, kind of like going towards what.
Yeah, well, we can hear you a little bit, but did you bet anything on the show that cashed?
Yeah, the other second half plus 8.
Yeah, Chris took that Baylor second half play.
Oh, okay. All right, so it's the same play then.
But kind of when we do talk about like line movement, though, where when Twatty says, mentioned that he doesn't care about line movement, it doesn't, or
No.
where the money's at, how the line moves. Or
No, I care how the line moves. I don't care where the money is. That could be completely 180-degree different. Just saying.
Yeah, but kind of what I'm saying is like I'll use line movement in baseball. Like I try to predict the line movement and then I'll wait on it, or I'll hit the game on the overnight if I think that's the best number, or if I like the side at like say plus 120 and I like that side, but I think it's going to be plus 150 because I think the money's going to go the other way overnight. I'll wait until the morning and maybe even like an hour before the game, and I can get like a 30-cent line move the other way and just kind of go against the move.
Yeah.
So I do that a lot during baseball season because it's pretty predictable. Line movements in baseball is like super predictable to me. So when I already know that a line's going to probably move 35 cents from opening to close and on the side that I like, then I'll wait. And if I think the line's going to move the other way, then you hit it on the overnights. And just line movement's so predictable in baseball that I pretty much always beat the closing number because of that. It's just it's frustrating to me watching like other baseball cappers and other baseball shows like go, oh gee, I wonder what's causing this line movement. And it's like I'll be in the chat the entire freaking time telling them exactly what caused the line movement. And they're still going, gee, I wonder what caused the line to move 30 cents from the overnight. And I'm like, well, I just told you what caused the line to move 30 cents from the overnight. Why don't you read my comment in your chat on that? So, yeah, that's my little soapbox on line movement.
Absolutely overhead lines.
I'm taking a shot here. I'm taking a shot with a half unit play on Kentucky minus 14.5 in game. They're up 15 with 5 minutes to go. So I'm going to bet that Missouri doesn't outscore them between now and the end of the game. So I'm taking a shot. If it loses, it loses. We crushed the last 2 days. So minus 14.5, minus 110. on Kentucky.
Hey, what's the Florida State score?
That's Steve. That's good though.
Florida State's up 12 with 4 minutes to play.
Thanks, Jeff.
That's pretty nice. You
What
guys
was
were up
that?
Florida State, weren't you?
Yeah, Twatty gave out Florida State. Not on the show, but he had bet them.
Watch, man. Whew, so my second half plays went 1-0-1 today on this live show.
Oh, why did they reject my bet? What the fuck, man? Why was my bet rejected?
Probably because the line moved.
Line changes so fast. Basketball betting.
All right. Correction. I couldn't get it in, so I'm taking a minus 12.5. As long as the bet doesn't change on me while this fucking loads in 8 seconds.
Yeah. No fucking shit. I hate that shit. Right, Jay? I hate that shit.
I know. Oh, I got it in.
It
Minus
gets you
12.
excited.
Kentucky minus 12.5. That's the bet we got.
Yeah, that's what I got. I just put that. I got that too as well. That's cool.
Yeah,
Jesse's girl. Hey, what's up? I took Baylor plus 8.5 on the second half, Jesse.
Teddy
girl.
Teddy B took Iowa State minus 1.5. Well, technically, I endorsed it, so I guess that counts as a loss. Nobody bet it though. We didn't bet it, but I guess if you want to get technical, that could count as a loss. So we're 3-1-1 then. 7-1-1 the last 2 days.
I was on Baylor second half plus 8.5.
Yeah,
And that one, and
but
I took
Teddy
Maryland plus 3 on the second half, and that pushed.
Teddy asked us about Iowa State though, so I did say that we endorsed it. So it's only right that counts as an L. But that would be the only loss, even though I've only won money tonight. I didn't lose anything, but we'll still count it.
UNLV, Wyoming.
Jay and Ant, do you guys think Nevada on the road, they're laying 8 against a good San Diego State team tomorrow? San Diego State's 13-3 at home. What do you think about that game?
I think they're really solid at home, but I think this is a down year for them compared to last year and the last few years. I don't think they're anywhere near as good as they were the last couple of years, but they are good at home.
So you think that they could cover? You think Nevada won't cover the 8?
I think they can cover the 8 because I mean I would probably stay away, I guess, because like you said they're 13-3 at home, but I think Nevada is capable. I would lean Nevada minus 8, but I probably wouldn't bet it because of San Diego State's home record. But I do think this is a down year for San Diego State compared to the last couple seasons.
Yeah, I mean Nevada's 8-1 on the road though, so it ain't exactly like Nevada.
Well, I think they only have
really good at home.
I think they only have one loss. They've been
they're
just
24-1.
Yeah, they've been shitting on everybody. That conference is a joke.
Well, the conference isn't very good, so yeah, I mean it's not just shitting. I mean they're winning these games by like between 15 and 30. They even got a few 40-point wins in there too. So I think Nevada can absolutely cover that number.
Line betting is on tomorrow. Get a better number.
It's an 11-point game with 3.5 minutes to play.
Ryan, that's an interesting question. I'll just say this. Big Man's last video on SBR, he got into with Natalie, basically accusing her of foobarring his soccer record on air. So why don't you go watch his last video? It was a Premier League punters video, and see him get into it with Natalie, basically calling her a liar on his record, and then wonder if it was a coincidence that was his last video on SBR.
But we wish him the best.
Yeah, I didn't bring it up. I'm just answering Ryan's question. I'm just giving the facts, and you can tell me what you think of it. It's right there on the internet. You can go back about 2 weeks ago, Premier League punters, and watch the video yourself. And that was his last video, so you tell me what you think happened.
Dale wants to know, Twatty, how did you get your name, bro?
Oh. Well, I was aspired to a late, which I still am in a lot of the social stuff that I do, but Pete Loshak couldn't pronounce it, and he would fuck it up every day and call me something different. One day was so brutal. He went from aspire to a late to Twade latte. I have no idea how he got there. From aspire to a late, and so it just stuck. I don't know how you missed it that bad. It doesn't rhyme. It doesn't look the same.
That is fantastic.
No, it's amazing. I love Pete.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And now you're a grown ass man that everybody calls Twatty.
I know.
With a twist of latte, like
but
it.
Nobody can find me like on Twitter because they look for Twade latte and there's no Twade latte.
Well, at least you didn't change your handle to Twatty Latte.
I know.
So where do you guys think Harper goes? You have to think it'll be this week, right?
Yeah, he was waiting for Machado. But, yeah, I agree with Chris. He's probably going to go to the Phillies.
That's the last thing as a Mets fan I want to see. If he
signs for the same amount of money that Machado does, it's like that's a lot of effort for nothing. Because, I mean, let's be honest. He was offered a 10-year, $300 million extension from the Nats last year, and he turned it down. So he turned it down for what? To get the same 10-year, $300 million extension or 10-year, $300 million deal?
So if he does that, if he signs for, was it the wrong move? Because do you think the Nats are better than the Phillies?
I mean, you can't just think about this year. You got to think total because the Nats window's closing. You got to think the Nats at some point are – I mean, because the Nats have been good for about 5-6 years now. Their window's going to come to a close. Scherzer's getting old. Strasburg isn't getting any healthier. I mean, he can never seem to go – Strasburg seems to break down every fucking year. I mean, they got Corbin now. If Corbin – let's see how good Corbin is, though, outside of that humidor. I think that humidor really helped out his slider last year in Arizona, and now he doesn't have that. But, I mean, it was just – Corbin was so dominant because he probably had, like, the best slider in the National League. And I think that humidor helped out the spin rate on it a lot, and now he doesn't have that. So we'll see how good Corbin is this year outside of that humidor. But I don't know. The Nats should be good again this year, even without Harper. But I think they're not going to be good for long. Their window's starting to close down a bit.
What a kick in the dick for Mets fans if Harper still doesn't leave the division. That's terrible.
Well, Harper's overrated. I mean, he has an MVP year and then what? Like a bunch of 240 seasons with 25 home runs? I mean, he's got a great ceiling, but he's only hit it once in 6 years. And that's why you look at Machado. I think Machado is a better signing for anybody because Machado is more consistent. Harper's just not that consistent. I mean, he's a diamond one year and he's, a dirty pearl the next. You know what I mean? Like he's just very inconsistent, Like Machado's not going to go out there and hit 240.
I would
I
much
can see
rather
Harper doing
have Machado than Harper. Harper's got way too many holes in his swing. He strikes out too much. He doesn't play defense that well anymore. He doesn't run. He doesn't. I mean, he's an asshole.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't care about I think he's fun, but I think also having a top-rate defender in the infield is more important than having a top-rate defender in the outfield. I mean, because having the best outfielder in the game, how many runs saved is that worth over having an average outfielder versus having the best shortstop or best defensive second baseman or whatever versus having an average second baseman? You know what I mean? It's
Machado also hit 50 points higher last year than Harper. I think Machado is definitely a better player. So, like Chris was saying, I mean, I can't. If someone pays him $300 million, I mean, that's just ridiculous, in my opinion.
Yeah, Harper's always been more hype to me than actual substance.
I don't know. If he goes to the White Sox, they're going to be in the same position as the Padres are, because the White Sox have a great farm system too. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, if he goes to the White Sox, that's an over team unless the White Sox figured out how to sign a pitcher.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, man, the White Sox pitching was terrible last year. I mean, is James Shields still with them? I haven't even looked at their roster. I haven't looked at the American League Central yet. It's kind of embarrassing. I don't even know James Shields is still with the White Sox, but if he is, that'll be a hell of a good time to fade that guy.
Okay, I went and got my notes on the White Sox. You'll love this, Ant. Here's who I have as their starters: Rendon, Lopez, Nova, Giolito, and Covey.
Is Nova their ace?
Is that terrible?
That's not optimal. Yeah, I'm looking at their roster right now because I got curious, so I pulled it up. Yeah, Shields isn't with them anymore, but holy crap. Yeah, that's awful.
That's that's going to be one of my worst that I have.
Yeah, this team's not good. Oh, they signed John Jay. How about that? How does John Jay keep staying in the league? 1-year deals, year in and year out. John Jay just finds a team to sign him for like 1 year. I love John Jay. God bless him.
Does the chat have any questions about any previews or any MLB teams? We probably only have 10, 12 people in here, but.
What do you think about the Brewers? I'm sticking
I love
the
the Brewers. Love the Brewers. Do you see who they picked up as their catcher?
Yeah, that's a big deal.
So they got Grandal.
That's a big deal.
They got Grandal, Aguilar, Garcia, Travis Shaw, Ryan Braun, Lorenzo Cain, Christian Yelich, and everything.
Stop it! You're killing me. You're killing me. I just got to hope for Chase Anderson and Zach Davies regression then.
Well, that should happen.
I don't think there's any way those two maintain serviceable starter. I think those two have to regress at some point. But
how about Knable and Hader and Jeffries? So you don't have.
Yeah, but basically what I'm hoping is that their rotation is so bad that they burn out their bullpen. That's my hopes. As a Cubs fan, that's my hopes. But as a baseball capper, I think the Brewers are, they're a 90-win team. I think you should probably take their season win totals over again. But they're their starting rotation. I mean, I like Guerrero, I like Chassin. I think both those guys are going to do their job, but I think the rest of the guys in the rotation are probably big time regression candidates over last year. I don't understand how Davies kept those numbers all season long, and Woodruff is like, are you fucking kidding me? So they'll have 2 pretty good starters and 3 guys who I think are all massive regression candidates. So we'll have to see how their starters do. Because you can't just rely on your bullpen to pitch 5 innings every single night and bail out a shit rotation.
We're gonna finish 3-2 because I bet Kentucky and they just shit the bed and they're up 7. Fucking A, man.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That's all right. At least we kept the streak alive. We pulled a profit. We've only lost units on 1 show out of 14.
I remember that show. I was depressed after it.
I have to tell you the Orioles lineup for shits and giggles, for comedic relief, comic relief. So here's their projected lineup: Wins, Davis, Wilkerson, VR, Nunez, Stewart, Mullins, and Mancini.
So my response to that is, who the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, that's terrible. That is terrible. God, the Orioles are so bad. The Orioles are going to be so bad. Oh my God, they are so bad. When your all-star is going to be Dylan Bundy, that says a lot. Yeah, I'm looking at their roster right now too. This is probably the Major League Baseball needs to step in and do something about this. Like, is there a method to this madness that the Orioles are doing here? Like, I know the Cubs tanked and got a World Series. I know the Astros tanked and got a World Series, but the Cubs lost like a standard 95 games. At least there's a method to that madness. This is just terrible. And Chris Davis, why is that guy still in the league? How did they pay that guy $180 million? Hey, Twatty, you want to see some comic relief, right? Go on YouTube and look up a Chris Davis strikeout compilation video of every Chris Davis strikeout from last season. It's like 17 minutes long.
Yeah, no one has time for that.
Dude, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw it on YouTube and I clicked on it. I'm like, oh, what's this? And it's literally, and it's not even, it's the last pitch of every single one of his strikeouts. It's the compilation, and the video is 17 minutes long. I'm like, oh, I'm not watching this whole thing, but oh my God. But all right, okay, it's getting late. I got work in the morning. I'll catch you guys later. I'm glad we had another successful.
We finished up 0.85 unit, so we are up 38.04 units in 14 shows. All right, Twatty, thanks for coming in. You're always welcome here anytime with me, Chris, and Ant, and we will catch everybody tomorrow. We'll definitely be on tomorrow for sure. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
Later.
All right.